You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN. Driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
It's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday.
This is on you!
Tell us what we want to hear.
We need your help.
We're going to give it to him.
Just Anthony. He's going to get it all.
Let's get nasty on a Freedom Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, our guy Bradford Bruns pinch hitting for Andrew Marsh. Marshy under the weather. He's now sniffles for the day.
Man. Listen, we went through this last year.
Right around this time.
Right around this time.
No, it was March
like
Madness.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great.
Things went sideways.
Very quickly.
Carey was hosting shows by himself with no voice. Been there. It's not fun.
See, that makes the rare occasions, guys, when you're all together in January specifically, that much more special, right?
That's right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
gosh.
Absolutely. Jamie Rivers will be joining us, we think, from Ball Arena in Denver.
LeVar Ball?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll actually be at the arena, but he'll be around that arena.
LeVar Ball has done some great things. He's got two sons in the NBA. His other son is playing, doing music. It's crazy that he's got an arena named after him at this point. I know he had the Baller brand shoes.
Yeah, no.
And I didn't think they did well. I didn't think it was enough to buy, have the naming rights for an arena.
Well, you're right on that. No, you're right on that.
Really?
Yeah, no. I think those shoes were starting to fall apart, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Weren't they like $6 million and they didn't last more than 6 minutes?
A little questionable, yeah.
Not great.
Questionable materials on the Baller brand sneakers.
Big Baller brand.
Yeah. Oh, Big Baller brand. That's right.
Triple B.
Yeah.
Kids love LaMelo, though. Seriously, he's among the favorites in the NBA right now.
He's
if
doing
voting
well.
were the number one component in selecting these All-Star teams, he'd be in that backcourt at the beginning.
How about that?
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, look at
Outstanding.
him. All right, so we do have a Freedom Friday. This means that you get to choose each and every one of our topics today throughout the next 4 hours. Now, we still have things like Bet the Board, and we've got the Sports Six-Pack and what's trending. But ultimately, if you want us to discuss something, whether you just want to throw it out there as an idea, or maybe it's something you actually have thought about, and it's an opinion of yours, and you want us to react, fantastic. Multiple ways to get a hold of us today. Text line. Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. So you can always reach us on the text line. Shout out to our Snake Pit. Air Alliance team studio cams show us on the YouTube channel. That's our Snake Pit. Shout out to them. You reach us that way if you want to drop some topics in there. Or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. We do have our Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop. So maybe your topic's a little elongated, right? You want to make sure that you really give us some context.
Yeah. Maybe texting's not your thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you want us to hear your voice.
That's right.
Yeah, we love to hear your voice.
Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop feature via the 101 app.
And your face.
Do you want to start? What's that?
Show us your face.
Oh, your face. You want to see my face?
I'll show you my face.
Blues did sign defenseman Corey Schoeneman to a 1-year, 2-way contract, and defenseman Matthew Kessel has been recalled from Springfield. So that's the big Blues news of the day thus far. That came out, within the last, 10 minutes or so. Army announced today that Matthew Kessel will be recalled from the AHL affiliate, the Springfield Thunderbirds, and Kessel will join the team in Colorado. So there you have it. There's the Blues news. Without further ado, Bradford, do you have our first Freedom Friday topic?
Well, as a matter of fact, guys, it also does pertain to the note. Of course, back in action this evening, puck drop on 101 ESPN at 8 p.m. We've got the pregame at 7 o'clock sharp. Joel Hofer will be manning goal this evening against Colorado. Fourth place Colorado, but still a very vaunted offensive attack. You're always talking about one of the premier playmakers in the entire NHL in Nathan MacKinnon. So from the 314, our first question or topic to bandy about is, after this break of sorts for the Blues, the news and trying to turn over that new leaf, to go with Hofer on the road tonight instead of Binnington, surprise much?
Yeah, especially after the elongated break. You had several days here where you didn't have a game. So that's interesting that Jordan Binnington is in between the pipes. But it's just like pitching, whether it's the Cardinals or somebody else. You kind of factor in some of the breaks. Maybe this was scheduled a while ago that Hofer was going to be the guy, and they're rolling with him. But
I thought
pretty tough draw for Joel Hofer.
Yeah, they mentioned that they would do like a 2-1 situation, and Binnington did start the last couple of games. I don't know, fellas, if you know this, has Binnington scored any goals this year? Or
No.
Hofer?
Don't believe so.
Okay.
No, guy's been slacking.
Yeah, he's been slacking. He got 0.0 goals. Yeah, the other guy's going to have to score some goals in order to win the game. I just think that would help. Now, you want them to stop the goals. You want them to stop the shots on goal. But seeing as how they don't score any goals themselves, it would be beneficial if, the guys in front of them scored 3. Just 3. I don't even, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, just 3.
Why not 6?
Well,
or 7?
Anthony,
serious number.
You're asking for a lot. So let's ease into this thing. 3 goals.
You're a pretty darn good team when you pot just that many.
The
record shows.
If you can get 3, you probably win. 2, you're pushing it. 1, nah. 0, hell no. So, you see where I'm coming with?
Yeah,
you see where I'm at?
Yeah.
You scored 2 last game. Wasn't enough. You scored none the game before that. Obviously, not going to happen.
Sure.
2 the game before that. Again, not enough. If you get to that 3 range,
you give yourself a chance.
I'm saying you got a chance.
All right. Well, they're facing a Colorado team that is 4-5-1 in their last 10 games after wrapping up a 1-2-0 road trip through Boston and New York, where the Avs played the Rangers and the Islanders. So the Avalanche, at least not firing all cylinders right now at 4-5-1.
No.
Not that means anything, because it's going to have to be the Blues' best effort. It's got nothing to really do with the opponent at this point. You had a 3-game homestand in which you won 0 games. What's up?
I got a text from the 636. So CD wants a 4-3 loss. That's not what I said.
Well, I didn't want to say that because I don't want to be pessimistic on
an overtime
Friday.
No, that's not what I was saying.
The way you were saying that, I'm like, well, Carey, they could score 4. They could score 5, 6 even.
But if you score 3,
7's the number.
You give yourself a chance, because then you don't allow many goals. If you keep that number down, less than 3. You got to win, Anthony.
Okay.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, you get a win. And then maybe you get 2 wins.
Hey, we worried about 1. You can only get 1 tonight.
You're on trend.
Don't you talk about that.
Okay.
Yep.
Stack them.
All right.
You stop it. Haven't done it yet. It's not possible.
I'm a little surprised. I am surprised to some degree. And here's why. Because, yes, you have the layoff of sorts, and you're working through that. You're on the road officially tonight at Ball Arena. Now, with the upcoming competition, with the lack of back-to-back sets, though, as well. This is why I'm surprised you're going with Hofer rather than Binnington. You have a couple of nights off again before you meet the Utah Hockey Club. And I'm not looking back at career split statistics, anything like that. But you probably know that at some point next week, playing against Florida, playing against Edmonton, Hofer's getting one of those starts. Hofer even would seem to be that prime candidate for Utah in a couple of days. But after the break, trying to put that best proverbial foot forward, Binnington is your guy. And what has been the long-held advice, Staltz? What do you have to do here? You have to ride the hot guy or the regular guy, right?
Yep.
Binnington's still your number 1 down the stretch. If you were attempting to restart in a way again, to reboot, it simply surprises me that on the road against this potent of an offensive attack, I don't care what the last 2 weeks have demonstrated, that it's Hofer instead of Binnington. I am surprised a bit.
Well, fellas, I wasn't going to bring this up, but, the numbers bear it out. Hofer has been a little bit better in his opportunities than Binnington. Not saying
overall or against the Avs?
Overall.
Okay.
This season. We're just going off of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this year.
What kind of numbers you working with over there?
Oh, he's got more wins. Well, he's got less. He's 10-5. Binnington is 13-19. Goals against for Binnington 2.89. Goals against for Hofer 2.74. Save percentage 9.06 for Hofer and 8.97 for Binnington.
Either way, we're not talking about.
Well, but if you're splitting
sparkling
hairs,
numbers here.
You're splitting hairs. What are you going with?
You know what? At this point, I don't think the goaltending has been the issue. I think it's maybe a symptom. And I'm going to say because I think there are many symptoms to the problem.
So you agree with me?
Your guys, your foundation, and we heard this a lot this week as Brandon Saad was placed on unconditional waivers, your top guys are not all producing. Colton Parayko, the exception. Jordan Binnington, fine season. Braden Shen, outstanding month of January. Hopefully that carries in. Robert Thomas, Pavel Buchnevich, those are two guys that can certainly up their games. And I would also include Binnington in that regard, too. I think Binnington, I'm not saying Binnington has played horribly, but I think Binnington would admit that we haven't seen that game-saving or multiple game-saving goals in a game from Binnington where he stole a game.
True.
I can't remember the last time he stole a game. So I think he's got to be included in this as well. And then all of a sudden, once your top dogs start to perform, then your secondary pieces can just do their thing too. When you're having to ask your secondary options, your secondary scoring options to carry you, you're not going to be good enough. And the Blues, unfortunately, this season have not been good enough from a playoff standpoint.
And for crying out loud, shore up the back line, the blue line in general, because you're right, Stalton, so far as whether you're talking about Hofer or Binnington between the pipes, it truly doesn't matter if you are allowing opportunity after opportunity, backdoor tap-ins and whatnot, because the bottom line is that this defensive core, at the same point, hasn't been particularly sharp since, I would contend, the month of December. Now, I am intrigued to see, in the event that Kessel is plugged right back in, this is somebody who we talked about it actually yesterday on BK and Ferrario with the head coach of the Thunderbirds, Steve Konowalchuk. He has been able to catch a little fire offensively, and then if he is more defensively responsible as well, and you see that game more under control as opposed to the first couple of months this season, make no mistake about it, he wasn't that great. We understand it, but this is still a younger member of your defensive core, somebody who is under contract for the next few years. When you have some of those veterans cycling out, you want to see what you have in a Matthew Kessel, much like we're going to see first-line contributions, presumably from a youngster like Alexander Texier tonight. The guys are being inserted and plugged in accordingly. Let's see what they have.
That's right. All right, that's Bradford Bruns. He's filling in for Andrew Marsh, who's out sick today. Jamie Rivers will join us 3 to 5 from Colorado with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Again, our Freedom Friday lines. Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll continue Freedom Friday. Whatever topic you want us to discuss today, you can throw it out there, and Bradford will kind of sort through what we have, and we'll keep rolling here. Again, on a Freedom Friday, next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's time for another moment in Blues history.
On this day back in 2018, Carter Hutton would stop 33 Montreal shots to help the Blues win 3-1. It would be their 31st win of the season as Carter Hutton picked up his 13th win of the year. Ivan Barbashev scoring a goal in the second period. Patrick Berglund and Alex Steen scoring in the third as the Blues skate out with a victory.
This date in Blues history was powered by Classic Air Care, making people comfortable since 1926. For all your HVAC needs, ClassicAirCare.com.
Missouri fans got great news for you. Underdog is available to play in your state with over 5 million happy players and $2 billion. One, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on your favorite athlete performances. So what we're talking about with that, if you like somebody in the NBA tonight, a specific player in a certain game, you can pick them to go higher or lower on their stats. Doesn't have to be all their stats. You can choose points or assists or rebounds. They also have fantasy numbers at Underdog Fantasy that you can choose higher or lower on. And if you like somebody in the NBA tonight, maybe you like somebody better in the big game next week between the Eagles and the Chiefs. For example, I like Patrick Mahomes. I just said the fantasy numbers that they have at Underdog Fantasy. I think Patrick Mahomes goes higher than his fantasy total of 21.45. But if you like him to maybe go higher on his touchdowns or passing attempts, it's all available at Underdog. You could put your picks together, and then you can win a bunch of money. Underdog is the best place to play. Sign up, deposit now with my promo code Anthony. So after you download the Underdog Fantasy app, put in that promo code Anthony, and what's going to happen is you're going to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if you're in Missouri, you'll get an additional $50 in bonus cash when you place your first $5 entry. Again, that's promo code Anthony at Underdog Fantasy. Must be 18 or older, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
TMA? Then nominate yourself to be the morning after listener of the month. Sign up now at 101ESPN.com or TMASTL.com.
The TMA Listener of the Month Club is quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro Tequila.
This is the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
Based on some conversations I've had this week, the chances continue to increase that by the time the Cardinals arrive to spring training in Jupiter, Florida, Arenado will still be a member of the St. Louis Cardinals because of that number you see on the bottom of your screen. Owed $74 million over the next 3 seasons. And we ask ourselves, how many teams in baseball on the 29th of January have that kind of payroll capacity and flexibility to add a player who is candidly coming off of a down offensive year?
So that was John Morosi talking about Nolan Arenado. The chances that he'll still be a Cardinal. We've had this conversation before, and we'll probably continue to have it going into spring training. But for all intents and purposes, I think Arenado is going to be or remain a Cardinal once the Astros deal got nixed. Mm-hmm. The other possible team that was mentioned was the Red Sox, who at one point a couple of weeks ago were reportedly still interested in Alex Bregman. So you have to believe that the Bregman not signing yet has impacted Nolan Arenado. There's no question about it. But I don't know if it's the thing, because clearly the Cardinals had a deal done. Both sides liked it. The only party that didn't was obviously Arenado, and he doesn't have he has no trade clause. He nixed it, no problem there. But it's not like there's an abundance of teams that need a third baseman that is also willing to pay whatever the Cardinals are looking for in terms of getting the salary off the books and also flip a prospect to the Cardinals. And if you take on a bunch of salary, obviously we're not talking about a big-time prospect. I don't think Bregman's the only reason Arenado's still going to be a Cardinal. I think the fact that he's got a short list of teams he's willing to play for, and that list is probably even shorter of teams that can make it work with the Cardinals.
Right.
So I think he's here. I think he's going to be here for at least a half season going into the deadline, but I would imagine he's going to be here all year.
Depending on how he plays, right? It's on him if he wants to be traded and if he's willing to accept the trade to another place that may not be on his list right now. I agree. I think, the Cardinals probably what they are wanting in return is probably not what they're getting, what they're hearing. And so they're like, we don't want to do that. And then the one place where they felt comfortable, because I think the Astros were willing to take, if I'm not mistaken, $50 million of that contract, of the remaining contract. They were like, hell yeah, we'll do that. And Nolan was like, no, thank you. Mm-hmm. So finding a partner for it's really all three parties, the Cardinals, whichever team it is, and Nolan Arenado is a tough thing. It's difficult when it's just two people. When you get three parties involved, it's extremely difficult. So, it's going to – we'll probably see him here this year. And hopefully, he has another year in a Cardinal uniform, and it's his best year, right? That's the only thing you can hope for at this moment, because – with him staying here, you are missing out on opportunities for other players. But hopefully he plays well and they win games and, maybe they make it to the playoffs.
And we've been pushing toward this point for a while, but here we are now officially, the final day of January. It's January 31st. We're fewer than 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting to Jupiter. This is somebody who, bear in mind, we all know this. He is perennially known for being absolutely meticulous and vigilant when it comes to the craft. He is detail-oriented. Are you really telling me at this point in time, no matter how badly, a couple of months ago, even a month or so ago, he wanted to depart and go to a would-be contender of his choosing, that he would want to have his usual, customary annual routine disrupted like that too? And I think, honestly, we've been making maybe a little too much out of the potential dysfunction that could accompany him actually being with the team yet in spring training, because it's pretty simple. Yes, you have a big group of youngsters. You still have some veteran faces and personalities mixed into the equation as well. But it's quite simple. If at the end of the spring training and going into the regular season, your team is relevant, it's competitive in the Central, all of that basically, especially when you're talking about a veteran of the ilk of a Nolan Arenado, I think the outside noise just dissipates because it's a production-based business. If Arenado is even remotely able to recapture the form that he had a couple of years ago, I'm not talking about last season, if he's a better version, though, of what he was last year, and he can be a pillar in or around the middle of your lineup, is anybody in that room really going to care about the noise of the last couple of months?
No, Bradford, you're right. I think once baseball starts, it's not going to be an issue. Now, you'll have the reporters and they'll be asking, and at some point, maybe Arenado does the same thing that, takes a page out of Albert Pujols' book in 11 when Albert just said flat out, hey, this is once the season starts, I'm not talking about the contract, that's it. I understand you got a job to do, but I'm done with the conversation. Maybe at some point, again, Arenado does that as well and just says, look, I'm here to play baseball. I understand you guys got a job to do, but moving forward past this point, I will not be answering these questions about my immediate future unless something comes up, i.e. a trade. I also think, too, piggybacking off your point about whether or not it's going to be a distraction, and I don't think it will be, is the fact that there was communication between the Cardinals and Arenado. The Cardinals have been open about dealing him. They've been open about working with his reps to get him to a spot that he was comfortable with. In return, he said that his representative said that he was willing to move positions to facilitate a trade. So there was a lot of communication, clearly, that was done between the Cardinals and Arenado heading into this offseason about a potential trade. And if everybody's on the same page, that's it. You're good. There's no surprises. There's no, hey, look, sorry for trying to trade you. Whoopsies. Good call not wanting to go to the Astros. Our bad. Right. There was none of that. So everybody has been, I think, from the outside view, professional about this.
Yeah, I think once the season starts, it's a non-topic.
Yeah.
It's a non-subject. Nobody's going to worry about it. It's not going to be something that's lingering over the clubhouse and over the players every single day. Well, is Nolan going to get you? Nobody. Once the season begins, you are locked in. You're playing your position. He's been your starting third baseman for, 4 years now? Mm-hmm. So you're not – it's not an uncomfortable situation, or it shouldn't be. You tried to make a business move in the offseason. Both parties wanted to do what was best for their business. Nolan wanted to do what's best for his business. Cardinals as well. They were unable to get it done. Mm-hmm. You come back and you get ready to play. And so it's not I don't think it's a huge deal going forward with him being on this roster. Like I said, the only problem that I think it creates is it does not open up a spot for a player that you need to have play every day.
Yeah.
And that's Nolan Gorman.
Right.
He's the odd man out, in my opinion, because Brendan Donovan has done more than enough to warrant a starting spot every single day. I don't give a damn if it's in left field or if it's at second base. He earned it. Mm-hmm. And if you're telling me Lars Nootbaar is those numbers we saw yesterday, he's the next coming of he's going to be him.
Juan
Soto.
Meets Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the number said.
Judge Ohtani sprinkled in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's right there tied with Ohtani, you know? So that means Nolan Gorman's going to be watching baseball, like me and you. Just have a better view of it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because you were unable to move Nolan Arenado in the offseason. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. It'll be I think it's going to be okay for the Cardinals, though. Hopefully, Nolan Arenado has a great season, and, the Cardinals win some games.
The 618 did ask, do the Cardinals have the potential to do something with Arenado a la what the note just did with Saad, which would mean, what, designating for assignment?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, because the Blues flat out, they agreed to they mutually agreed to terminate the contract. That is not. First of all, there's way more money. Leaving $4.5 million on the table was
one
a lot.
thing.
It's nice.
That's one thing.
70?
Not a chance.
No way in hell.
So I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get Arenado to mutually agree to terminate said contract.
Well, and you're not going to get
guaranteed contract.
And you're not going to get. The Cardinals aren't going to say, "All right, we'll let you go and just pay you to walk away."
Right. Plus, you can't just send Arenado to the minors.
Right. So, I don't.
He's been long out of options.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be, he'll be here.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it.
Yep. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues. Your topics next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
Jamie Rivers here, and this week I am giving away a signed Colton Parayko number 55 jersey away. It is awesome. Big old Colt 55, that slap shot from the blue line. Now you can wear the same jersey that he wears, and it's signed. And all you have to do to get entered to win this autographed jersey is go to 101ESPN.com or visit 101, the mobile app powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
New year, new key sales event that's going on right now, and no better time to head out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum if you're looking for a brand new vehicle, or maybe you're in the market for a used vehicle. That's because they have over 700 vehicles all in one location. So we're talking about new Nissans, we're talking about pre-owned vehicles, different makes, different models. But during their sales event, which goes throughout the weekend, but you want to get out there because you're not going to. They've always got great deals and stuff going on, but this one specifically is awesome from Auto Centers Nissan. Heavily discounted prices on every vehicle in stock. So we're talking about new Nissans discounted up to $11,000 off. Several brand new models priced under $30K as well. All with tremendous financing rates like 0% APR for 60 months on select new Nissan models. They also have different packages that include zero down and no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles, or no payments, none, for 6 months on select new Nissans right now at Auto Centers Nissan. Every 2025 Nissan model also that comes in stock comes with their free lifetime warranty and 3 free oil changes. Plus, you get that peace of mind coverage with that 30-day return promise. AutoCentersNissan.com is where you can find them online. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Hofer back between the pipes. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns with a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Tonight at 8 o'clock right here on 101 ESPN, St. Louis travels to fourth place Colorado. The Blues back in action and news relating to the individual manning the pipes. It is Joel Hofer, not Jordan Binnington, who will be the starting goaltender this evening. Again, pregame at 7 o'clock, puck drop at 8 p.m. Elsewhere around the NHL, former Blue Brandon Saad, now a member of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, signing a deal for the remainder of the season worth a prorated $1.5 million. This Sports Center update was driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Two pros and one average Joe. You're listening to the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
All right, it's Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie will be joining us in less than a half hour. Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns pinch hitting for Andrew Marsh, who's under the weather right now, kind of hitting the 101 ESPN studios this week. Bradford, what's our next Freedom Friday topic?
We are going to keep the Cardinals conversation going. Gentlemen, the 706 checking in. So in the last segment, obviously touched upon the latest or lack thereof with respect to Nolan Arenado. But the question will be posed, what does a successful 2025 season overall for the Cardinals look like? Obviously highly subjective, but what would be successful in your mind?
I think, to me, if you want to put, it's less important to put a win total on things. Obviously, as many wins as possible. Okay, so whether the team is retooling, rebuilding, expected to be great, expected to be pure hot garbage, a win total always signifies how good a team was. Period. We have actual, tangible evidence of how a team performs based on their win total. So as many wins as possible. Cool. But if we move beyond that, I think what's even more important is if we have development from the guys that will be some of your younger players that are on the big league roster. The obvious ones are Jordan Walker, another excellent season by Mason Wynn. I think Alec Burleson fits into this category. Does Lars Nootbaar stay healthy? Ivan Herrera, huge season for him. Beyond the position players, who is going to be a part of your rotation for 2026? Who are the guys that are going to be guarantees? Because right now, you're going into this upcoming season, and I think it's a mistake, but you're going into this upcoming season relying on these veterans that are on one-year deals. Miles Michaelis is one of them. Steven Matz is another. I get it. They're veterans. They're playing out their final string here. I think it's more important for Michael McGreevy and what other pitchers that you think are on the cusp to break bread this year. Go. Not expected to win the division. It's great if they do, but I think it'd be beneficial for those young guys to be able to work through their issues throughout the course of the season, get valuable big league experience. What more do we need to see out of Miles Michaelis? No offense. What more do we need to see out of Steven Matz? No offense. So I think, Carey, if we're talking about what's success look like, it is answering some questions that you have in spring training by the end of the year.
For me, a successful season looks like finishing no worse than third in the division. Now, maybe that's asking too much, but third in the division with an opportunity late in the season to still be close enough to where you could potentially make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And your young core of players playing at a level that you have excitement for what 2026 looks like. You're like, oh, man, if they fix a few things, correct a few things here and there, and, you know, you got a couple of guys that are just on the cusp of being really, really good players, that to me is a successful season. I don't expect this team to win the division. Now, if you win the division and make the playoffs, then you are way ahead of, I think, a lot of people's thought processes in terms of where this team will be. But for me, finishing third in the division, you say it all the time, the Pirates aren't trying. You say that.
Oh, yeah. I say it. That's only because I say it. It's a fact.
Yeah, so you said the Pirates aren't trying.
Correct. Reds are trying now.
Now they are.
Owner hates the fans, but
you got that.
They're trying now. I mean, you hire Tito Francona.
Figure a way to finish in front of one of those other three teams, and finish third, and put yourself, like I said, you're starting to line yourself up in position, and then you start to do the thing that you said. 2026, those older guys that were on one-year deals that only had 1 year left, they're no longer on the roster, and you saw enough from some of those younger pitchers to say, okay, we got our starting five. We got our starting rotation. We're good here in this area. Now we add, if we add in free agency, a veteran middle reliever, or a guy that we think can be a dominant closer. I don't know. You can figure that part out, but get the starting rotation figured out after this season based on what you see in 2025, and your younger players, your younger fielders, position players, do their job and do it effectively. And now you're starting to see the turnover happen, and hopefully it happens sooner than later.
Yeah, for me, it's less about actually getting to that number of 83 again, or even in that ballpark. I'm not going to say that's irrelevant, but it's secondary to actually, Carey, being able to give the extended runway to your young guys at the major league level. And that's where the rub also comes in with respect to Arenado, because it is a double-edged sword. So many people here still want to win in the here and now in 2025. You would think on paper that Arenado being here would still give you more of an opportunity to do that. But at the same time, what has John Mozeliak said on record multiple times? You want to see 500-plus ABs out of a Nolan Gorman. Mm-hmm. This creates a domino effect, because also for an Alec Burleson, for that matter, how is he going to get those ABs? Whether it's at DH, in the outfield somehow, some way, because you've already relegated, I will say, Wilson Contreras to first base. So now you still have a catching situation that has yet to be determined, because I'm not about to pretend that all of a sudden this organization, until proven otherwise, is going to shy a little bit away or pivot away from what it has consistently done in going with the defensive presence behind the plate. Pedro Pages is still going to get his time, all right? And what does that do? It compromises what you're going to see from Herrera. So that's why I'm still skeptical about all of the young guys getting that extended runway. It's nice at the beginning of the season. You could say, all right, we're going to run them out there. But if Arenado stays, then it definitely creates that ripple effect.
This is a huge year, too, for Ollie. Here's a bit of a mess. There's a lot of young guys, there's still some veteran players that are going to be occupying spots. But it's incumbent upon you to figure out how to get the best out of this team.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You are managing the clubhouse. You are managing the team. Manage the clubhouse means when you're on a bit of a down stretch, you got some confidence issues going on with some of your young players. How do you manage the situation? How do you maximize their ability? And then when you're managing the game, how do you figure out how to best give your team an opportunity late? Whether that is the obvious, which is like your bullpen adjustments, your pinch hit scenarios, or how about this? Are you able to manufacture runs? Is your team able to manufacture runs? Because if you're sitting there like it's the 90s, American League style baseball, and you're hoping, hey, maybe at some point we'll hit a 3-run shot and we'll win this thing. You're not managing. So I think this is a huge test for Ollie as well, because he's trying to thread the needle between developing these young guys, having some of these veteran players like Nolan Arenado still on the roster, and oh, by the way, you got a new boss in a year. So what are you doing to impress the new boss?
Right.
So I think this is pivotal.
I agree. Like I said, I think it's going to be a good year for the Cardinals. Good-ish.
Good. Relatively good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they win the same amount of games this year as they did last year, is that a good year?
I don't know. I
think it is.
I think it depends on how it looks. Yeah. I would say yes, because you're assuming that Jordan Walker had a decent year, and you're assuming that some of your other guys that maybe didn't have big roles last year played well. You're assuming that this catcher situation's okay. I'm the only one that thinks this catcher situation's a problem.
Yeah, you don't know ball, Anthony.
Thank you.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you.
Thank you, Bradford.
What does it mean?
Thank you, Carey. Thank you, Bradford. Thank you for your honesty, Carey. Thank you for your support.
You're just overthinking it. Throwing out runners is not as important as you think, Anthony. Because if you don't get runners on, you don't have to worry about it.
It's incredibly difficult. Tell him, Wash. It's incredibly hard. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues, but let's do our What's Trending segment next. So we'll have What's Trending next. Jamie joins us from Colorado in 15 minutes, but Bradford Bruns, again, pitch hitting for our guy Marsh, has What's Trending next on 101 ESPN.
Tomorrow morning at 10:30, it's a college basketball doubleheader on ESPN. Game 1, Tennessee and Florida. Game 2, Duke and North Carolina. The NCAA plays on 101 ESPN. Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks. Just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
And welcome back into the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns, Anthony Stalter, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers will be joining us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour live from Colorado. Guys, speaking of that hockey, airing tonight at 8 o'clock, puck drop that is, on 101 ESPN. We know it's Blues Avalanche elsewhere in the league, a topic that we haven't been able to dig into too much as of yet. Former Blue, the 32-year-old forward Brandon Saad, yes, he went unclaimed on unconditional waivers, but that has freed him up to sign for the rest of the season with, drum roll please, those Golden Knights to the tune of that would be an incredible number. He forfeited that $1.5 million prorated. How do we feel about that?
That makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah. If not, why didn't Vegas just pick him up on waivers? Why go through all the other nonsense? Well, look, one of the reasons why he was placed on unconditional waivers is because he wasn't producing this season. And if he's not going to help you, I'm not worried. I'm not losing sleep over this.
You're not worried about the revenge factor?
No, because it's Brandon Saad. It's not he's a veteran player. He's been around. We know what Brandon Saad brings to the table. Like if this was a young guy, like let's say whoever the Dylan Carlson was of the Blues, and he placed him on waivers and he wound up going someplace, and you're like, oh, are you going to come back to haunt me at some point? That's not Brandon Saad.
You think that? That's
what's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's going to score a game-winning goal against us in a couple of weeks and prevents us from, not making the playoffs. I doubt it.
The 314.
Now that I say that, it's probably going to happen.
It probably will.
One listener does weigh in with the question. Now, if he does have a considerable amount of success with Barbashev and the boys out in Sin City, does it show that there was a real chemistry issue with the note?
No, I think that
one player's not going to show that.
Yeah.
No. If he goes and just does outstanding.
I'm not saying there's not. I don't know one way or another.
You don't think he's going to go score, 10 goals, 15 goals here, huh?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tell me how you really feel, Anthony.
I did. I told you no.
I agree.
Several times.
You said it multiple times. I don't want to.
And you know my issue. I'm a people pleaser. I have trouble setting boundaries and saying no. And I told you no twice.
You said it loud and clear.
Man.
All right. Well, that's done. It's not happening.
All right.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't see Vegas on the old schedule here.
Oh, we're good.
Finishing off the season. So we're good.
We don't have to worry about it.
Nothing to worry about. No revenge tour there.
Right. I guess what I'm saying is it's not like former captain hoisted your first Stanley Cup in Everbob and then burnt you.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that would hurt. And then like the domino effect of things that happened after you let him walk. And kind of the hell you're still kind of currently in.
Not going to go there,
Okay.
Spag style.
All right.
But we will go to the college gridiron, actually. The favorite to win the 2025 Heisman Trophy, gentlemen, is out. It is not Kyle McCord. It is not Will Howard, I believe. I believe those guys have exhausted the eligibility.
Some would say.
That was fun.
Both the same guy.
Yeah, possibly.
However, in Austin, Texas, the people are excited as well. They should be. Because Arch Manning, not only is he going to be the presumptive, yes, the surefire #1 under center for the Texas Longhorns next season, he is opening as the betting favorite to take home that hardware.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's crazy?
He hadn't started. I mean, he started a game, but he hasn't played an entire season yet.
What's his last name?
Oh, Anthony. It's Manning.
Thank you.
It's not Anthony. That's Carmelo. It is
another Syracuse reference.
Unprecedented.
What about Jeremiah Smith? Huh? You don't like the receiver from Ohio State who was a freshman phenom and just did anything he wanted to do last year?
Where do you think he ranks? Because this surprised me when I saw his position on the list. It surprised me, not in a good way.
Okay, so if you're saying it surprised you, he ain't second.
He's not second?
No, who's second? Give it to me.
Who would be second
on
the Heisman list?
I'm looking at the list now. Listen.
It's got to be a quarterback, right?
It doesn't have to be. I told you I like Jeremiah Smith.
The second?
Oh, think SEC quarterbacks, yeah.
Is it? The Nico from Tennessee.
Not quite. Number 3.
Okay.
Keep
Not
going.
Lenora Sellers.
It's got to be Sellers. It's got to be Sellers.
No, that would be fun. I'd like that bet.
It's not Sellers?
I like Lenora Sellers a lot.
Veteran presence.
From...
Aller's number 5. He's number 5.
He doesn't play in the SEC. I did a marsh. My bad.
This is shocking to me.
I'm looking at the name. I don't know if it's him, though. It's not the Florida quarterback, DJ Lagway?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's Pick Central from last season. No, not Carson Beck, who's now in the ACC.
Yeah, he's not there
Tough
anymore.
to track. I'll just give it to you. Garrett Nussmeier.
LSU.
Really?
What?
Really?
I kind of right past his name.
Well, I kind of thought he was, for some reason, I thought he was entering the draft. I didn't even think of him.
Sticking around Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Jeremiah Smith, though. So the first non-quarterback, yes.
Yeah.
The top 5 consisting entirely of signal callers again.
Sure.
Shocker.
Jeremiah Smith doesn't come in until number 6 at plus 1,500. I'll take that bet.
I'd take that bet. I would take that bet.
And what's Sellers?
Sellers is a bit down. No, he's a bit down the list. You've got Clemson. Klubnik is actually number 4, followed by Aller, and then you have Jeremiah.
I don't know how you have... This is...
No thanks.
I hate to...
No thanks,
I hate to, disparage college players. Drew Aller, in my opinion, and this is just one man's opinion.
Sure.
Might have made the worst decision in ever when he threw that pass to Notre Dame with 30 seconds left and in your own territory.
To St. Louis's own.
Oh, was it?
It's Christian Gray.
Christian Gray?
Yeah.
It was the worst pass I've ever seen.
Well, we won't talk about the Jeremiah Smith connection with Christian Gray and the other things.
We don't know about that.
Yeah.
But that was one of the worst decisions. It cost him a potential national championship.
It cost him the game. I also don't know if he should have been in that spot. You can't make the throw.
You do have to know your players.
James Franklin, they hadn't completed a pass to a wide receiver in that game.
That was awful, man. Like it bothered me.
Everything went to the backs and the tight end, who's going to be a first-round pick.
Yes.
Penn State was what? At its own 35-40 at that point?
Correct.
30.
Fewer than 40 seconds left.
Multiple timeouts, couple of runs. You get to midfield. Hey, do your thing. You throw a pick in that spot, we're going to OT anyways.
That was ridiculous.
So I think James Franklin at least shares some of the blame with that coaching staff for putting him in that spot.
Anthony, I can tell you for a fact. This is high school, obviously, but I've told the kid, hey, we're going to call this play. Throw it to him. Mm-hmm. He's going to be open. Throw it to this guy on the sideline to the right. Don't look anywhere else. I'm telling you what to do. I'm giving you the answer to the test.
Yeah.
Throw it to him. This man right here. Mm-hmm. Call the play. Quarterback goes, got you, coach. Goes into the huddle. Calls the play. Ready, break. Line up. Say hit. Ball is snapped. Throws the damn ball to the other guy on the left side. What the hell are you doing, man?
Coach, I had him.
You didn't.
Read pre-snap, then post-snap.
Don't do.
Had him.
The guy on the right, as I told you, would have walked into the end zone.
Yeah.
So sometimes.
Sorry, Coach.
You tell them what to do, and they still do whatever the hell they want to do.
We had a game, a semifinal game for the flag football Falcons last year, in which I ran I ran an inverted wishbone. Okay.
Yeah.
Multiple fakes, things like that. Mm-hmm. Told one young man, I say, hey, you're getting the ball. Okay. 1 fake, 2 fake, you. Right? Told him 3 times. He took off like a bat out of hell. straight up the field. Now, this is after the other backs already faked. So my quarterback is looking at me. I'm like, now you got to throw it. Like, throw it as far as you can, buddy. So I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, I'm dealing with first graders.
Well, and in fairness, you told him he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
You didn't tell him how he was getting the ball.
I did. I said, Kid A, I won't use names. Kid A is getting fake. He's fake.
Yep.
Kid B, fake. You're the third. You're getting the ball. Got it.
Did you tell him he's going to hand off the ball to you?
Well, no.
So that's your fault.
In fairness to me, he hadn't caught a pass or ran a route all year.
Here's the perfect time. In his mind,
time.
This is the perfect time. Coach believes in me.
Here we go.
I'm getting the ball.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Here's the other thing. I don't know. I mean, let's just work on that, right? Let's work off that premise. I didn't tell him what route to run.
It didn't matter.
I'm gone.
He ran a Travis Kelce route. Get open.
Yep.
Get open route.
Man.
Yeah.
We lost that game.
Yeah. You
don't say.
You got to be specific.
Not because of that young man.
Handing you the football.
Yeah.
You're getting the ball. All right. I'm getting it. I get it however I can, Coach.
I'll get it however I want. And I want to run a pass. I want to run a route.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyways, all right. Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got Jamie joining us next, so any Freedom Friday topics you can also throw out his way. Freedom Friday continues next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is your home for Blues hockey. Check out either the 101 mobile app or 101ESPN.com for your chance to win a signed puck autographed by Blues captain Brayden Schenn.
Schenn shoots, he scores! Game winner! Bring out the Zamboni!
Get entered to win that Brayden Schenn signed puck right now, either at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. Powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Are you a first-time RV buyer or looking to upgrade? The STL RV Travel Show.
St. Louis Blues hockey can be heard exclusively on 101 ESPN. Get the info you need before and after every Blues game with the First Community pre- and post-game show.
First Community Credit Union, calling St. Louis home for 90 years and powered by Scott Lee Heating Company.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Krugman Law Firm. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 303. Your time check brought to you by Collection Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. It is a Freedom Friday. And joining us right now from his hotel room in Denver, Colorado, is the one and only Jamie Rivers. What's up, Jamie?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How you feeling?
Oh my God, so much better. I don't know what's going around, but I believe it's a new version of the Plague. It's called the 101 ESPN Plague.
Yeah, it's working. Marshy's down now.
It's unreal, man. It's unreal.
You
guys must have a great immune system.
For now.
No.
I'm sure we'll be out next week.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Oh, Ryder's looking at me like, no. No, you're not.
Death stare.
Bradford Bruns, again, pinch hitting for our guy Marsh. So now that we got almost the full show in, what's our latest Freedom Friday question?
Yeah, Jamie and the crew, let's get a little hockey into the proceedings from the 573. Will Jimmy Snugs and the big Double D win a Stanley Cup with the Note over the next 6 years?
Wow. I mean, that's not projecting at all, is it? Let's see here. In the next 6 years, I hope so. Sure would be nice to have another cup here in St. Louis before 6 years is up. Look, I think that 2-3 years down the road from now, the Blues are going to have a great young core of players. I think that players like Jimmy Snuggerud, Dalibor Dvorsky, Otto Stenberg, Stancil, Lindstein on defense, you're going to have quite a crew. You have Bolduc already, Neighbors, Broberg, Holloway, Kyrou. That's going to be a hell of a team. So, yeah, I'd say the answer is in the next 6 years, let's hope the Blues are a Stanley Cup contender. And if they are a contender, then, hey, we know how it takes. You need a little bit of luck, too, to win some of these things.
So he said yes.
Yeah, that's
Write
a
it
yes.
down. 305.
Write it down, Carey.
January 31st.
You'll have to write it down for Anthony. We know he struggles.
Well, that's reading.
It's reading. I won't be able to read it.
No, check out his writing. I'm telling you, it's not just isolated to reading.
Okay.
Can I tell you something about my writing?
Wow.
You want a little fun fact?
I would love it.
You guys probably don't know this.
No.
Quite frankly, I didn't realize I did this until somebody called me out on it a couple of years ago. And I said, wow, I do that.
What do you do?
I write in all caps.
All the time?
All caps.
Like when you write something,
when
you
I
write
write
in
something,
all caps?
it is in all caps.
You know, like when people
text, surprise me.
When people text
It
in
doesn't
all
surprise
caps,
me at all.
they're angry.
Anthony's always yelling.
No, I'm not. No.
Well, he sent me a picture yesterday showing me that he was angry.
I did. Jamie, I went to town on my shovels. Had a little bit of a rough morning yesterday, Jamie. Yeah.
Talk to me, Anthony.
Well, I'd asked the kids several times. See, I take the kids to school. My wife, Kristen, picks them up. Got a good system going on. Now, the kids got to be to school at a specific time. Okay, so I got to be on my you-know-what in the mornings. We got lunches to pack, breakfasts to make. I got to get the kids ready because my wife is gone well before we leave the house. So, all right. So yesterday I went to the three kids and said, hey, need a little help this morning. We're running a little behind. I'm going to need you guys full cooperation. You guys know what you're doing. I pumped them up. I said, you guys know the routine. You guys know what you're doing. I need the shoes on. I need the cups put away and all that stuff, right? Yeah. None of it was done. So got a little frustrated. Now, there's still ice on my, not anymore because it finally heated up enough. There's still ice on my driveway because it got compacted, right? And I couldn't, as best I could, I couldn't get the ice up. So I told them, hey, get in the car. Madeline, my 8-year-old, who listens, thankfully, I got one of them, she hopped in, no issues. Killian, my middle, he starts playing on the ice. You know what the little guy does? You know what Lincoln does because he sees Big Brother doing it, right, Jamie?
Oh, yeah.
He's playing on the ice now, too. I peek my head outside because I'm trying to, get whatever else I need to get out of the house. I look outside. Killian's on the ice. Lincoln's on the ice. I say, hey, guys, get in the car. I got 2 minutes to get the kids to school on time.
This is the best part.
Mind you, it's a 10-minute drive, roughly. Ooh. So I'm late.
You can make it, Anthony.
Lincoln, the 3-year-old, slips on the ice. And not only does he slip on the ice, he lands in a puddle. So he's soaked, which means now I have to bring him back into the house to get him changed. And now that he's soaked and he fell, he's screaming. So I pick him up one-handed.
I'm not laughing because it's funny.
I pick him up one-handed. I let out, and I'm sure most of the neighbors heard about it. I shout out, unbelievable! bring him in, get him changed, right? I did get him buckled up. At this point, I leave the car door open, and now I want a piece of the ice. I'm already late. Kids didn't pick up anything. They did not help out. Lincoln went down. I have to change him. Now I'm like 15 minutes late. Now I'm going to have to take the kids inside. I got to sign them out. I got to tell, hey, the school, I'm a piece of crap. I got them here late. Here's my signature. I'm sorry. I know I got to do all that. All that's to come, right? Yes. I want a piece of the ice before I take the kids. So
the ice has become your punching bag.
That's correct. I grab a shovel, and I start just hammering this ice, okay? That's ice, and I apparently didn't buy good shovels. It starts to dent the shovel, okay?
Oh, my God.
So now it's dented. I cracked the handle. What do? I throw that thing. I crow hop. I throw that thing into the yard. Now we all know my arm's not very good. I got good distance on the shovel though. I still have one more shovel though, so I go grab that, and now I'm hacking this ice again, and dented that to absolute hell. So I threw that into the yard as well. I told Carey about this, and he was laughing. He's laughing pretty good. Yeah. Not a word was said from my driveway to the school that I
can't imagine why.
You could have heard a pin drop.
The kids were horrified.
They were horrified.
They're horrified.
Yeah.
After you set them back years.
I said this, though. When they get older, that's going to be the story that they tell when they fall out laughing. You remember how crazy Dad was over that ice that day? And they're going to have a good time. It creates memories.
I sent Carey.
Sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, Jamie. Sorry, I sent Carey the pictures of the shovels, and even Carey, who has played football at the highest of levels. My man had to go toe to toe with James Harrison and Ray Lewis and whoever else. Right? Even he went, "Wow, yeah, that's bad." Right? And I admitted to him that I might have anger issues.
Yeah. So, one, Anthony, listen, you're not unique to this scenario.
That's what I told him.
I appreciate it.
At some point.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little story from my childhood. My brother and I, as everyone knows,
happy birthday to Sean, right? This week.
Yeah, it was January 30th. So, yeah.
Okay. So, yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Sean. Anyway, so Sean and I, hockey players growing up, and we had a very small home, very small hallway, but we had a hallway. And if you wanted to, you could play hockey from the kitchen to the front door.
Nice. So,
and
of course,
it was a very narrow. Well, yeah, of course. Very narrow hallway. And so apparently we lost our tennis ball or whatever we were playing with. So we decided to play hockey using the little cars, like the Mattel cars, those little, which I don't know why the hell we were using that, but we're smashing these cars off the walls and things are happening and we're banging off the walls. Paint chips are flying everywhere. My dad comes home from work and he's watching this happen. And he's like, whoa, what are you doing? Look at my walls. Son of a... And he's like pointing out every single thing we've wrecked. And he picks up a normal size hockey stick at this point because we had that in the hallway.
Yep.
And he's like, and you're playing with these cars. And he takes a slap shot with the car.
Oh.
Like he's mad, like, dang. Car goes right through the front window.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. At that point, Sean and I flew up the stairs to find as much cover as we could find.
Yeah.
While Dad had to explain to Mom how he just shot a little toy car through the front window.
Oh, man.
That was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I was half expecting a scenario where you're smashing away at the ice and like an ice chip comes up and hits you in the eye and then you're half blinded and you fall on the ice.
Yeah, I forgot. I fell.
There you go. There it is.
As I was telling the story, I fell. Here's the best part. Same spot that Lincoln fell. Exact same spot. I slipped.
I knew it.
I slipped throwing the first shovel. I slipped. So now I'm soaked driving the kids to school. So I changed Lincoln. He's good. I'm soaked now. The best part, I will say this. So I apologize to the kids. I at home, hey, listen, I wish I didn't lose my cool, but look, it happens. I get angry, Daddy makes mistakes too. And Madeline goes, yeah, you were like this. And she got up and she did an impersonation of me and she goes, unbelievable. I was dying. I'm like, were you scared? She's like, yeah, definitely. I looked at Killian. I'm like, were you scared, buddy? He goes, yeah. Because what you don't know is I was hiding a toy in my jacket. He was sitting in the back. He had taken a toy. He's not supposed to take toys and stuff to school. He goes, I was hiding my toy in my jacket.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I was dying.
Anthony, as I was getting ready to get on this trip, my kids are at home and whatnot. Just letting you know that it may not get any better, okay?
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Here's a real pick-me-up for you. So McKinnon's at home. She has a friend that came home after school, and Ashton's there and whatnot, and everybody's kind of horsing around in the living room. Ashton, who's 6'5", big hoss, as you guys have seen him. He's a large human. Well, all of a sudden, he goes down into this, yoga style, he's going to do a handstand.
Oh, boy.
He's got his knees on the outside of his elbows, and he's, leaning forward, and he's going to do a handstand. He's been working out a lot. I'm like, oh, he must have done this before. He's showing me something he can do. Well, one of his hands slips out.
Oh, no.
Bam! Face right down on the hardwood floor. Oh. And he busts his chin open and scrambles his eggs a little bit. And I go, what were you doing? He goes, I don't really know. Blood's leaking out of his chin. I'm like, would you cover that up? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't really know why I did that, Dad. I'm like, okay, that's great. So reminder, Anthony, he's 21. You got a lot of fun left ahead of you, bud.
Good, I appreciate that, Jamie. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Gator from the Snake Pit says, hey, did any of your neighbors record, me going off? The neighbor across the street, I don't know where their Ring camera is, but it might. Oh my gosh. It might went over. By the way, did you meet somebody the other day?
Oh, my gosh. I was just about to tell you this. How about this for a story? So I forget the last home game against Vancouver. Amazon was doing the game at the same time as FanDuel Sports Network. So Amazon, per league rules, they get the between the benches shot. They're a national game, whatever. So I'm up with John Kelly, which is not usually where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm scrambling around in between periods to try to find somewhere to go to the bathroom. And so on a whistle call, I just bolt. I tell JK, I'm like, you got this. Coming back out of commercial, he can be like, oh, scores 1-1, blah, blah, and just go into the play-by-play. If I'm 30 seconds late, I'm 30 seconds late. Mm-hmm. So I'm in there, scrambling, trying to pee as fast as I possibly can, which only makes it longer.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, you're pushing, and you're like, I'm just making this worse. And then I look over, and a guy goes, hey. I'm like, why are you talking to me in the bathroom? Why are you talking to me? 2 stalls over, it's neighbor Dave. he goes, I listen to you every day. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. I just thought it was small things. Like, I'm neighbor Dave. I'm like, oh my God, it's neighbor Dave. So here I am, an awkward situation. We can't really shake hands.
Yeah, right.
I just finished fondling myself, and him too. I was like, elbows. Hey, dude, what's up? And we actually took a picture after we washed our hands. I got to send you the picture.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, he texted me, goes, I just got a picture with Jamie. So he's like, yeah, I met him in the bathroom. It felt like Chief and Gunnarsson, he said. I was dying. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. I don't know how we got onto that, but it's a Freedom Friday, Carey.
It happens.
Any issues that you want to report before we...
Well, we can get to it.
Okay, yeah, we got plenty of time.
Plenty of time, plenty of issues.
I know you got issues, too.
I've turned over a new leaf. I don't get angry anymore.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Just think about it.
I don't believe it.
All right. More Freedom Friday next on 101 ESPN.
Start your day with the morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm.
If you're looking to elevate the look of your vehicle, please elevate your performance with Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. And if you own a Jeep or a Bronco, they've got so many amazing accessories. I've seen so many of their vehicles driving around town now, and they just look so good. But it's not limited to that. You can drive a pickup truck, an SUV, even a minivan, they've got accessories for you. All you have to do is check them out. Go by their 25,000 square foot facility. It's a great spot. It's located right there off Highway 70 in St. Peter's, just tucked away a little bit to your left. You'll find it. When you walk in, you're going to be blown away with how many amazing accessories are sitting there waiting for you to explore with your vehicle. But when you go there, you got to promise me something. Ask for Shelby or Caleb. Tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you, and they're going to take great care of you. And they're going to find out what your budget is, what you're trying to accomplish, and they're going to make sure that's what happens. Technicians are unbelievable as well. You're going to love every bit of being at Pure Performance. But if you can't get there in person, get there online. Visit them at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
This is the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
Freedom Friday here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers from his hotel room in Denver as the Blues take on the Avalanche. Jamie's with us for the next hour and a half. Bradford Braun's pinch hitting for Andrew Marsh. He's out with some sickness.
Something.
Yeah, something. Something's floating around. Bradford, what is our latest Freedom Friday topic?
Yeah, the Snake Pit has provided us guys with no shortage of intriguing topics to discuss. I promise we will get to the sandwiches and the junk food momentarily, but Frick James and a host of others, Jamie, wondering actually about the slight drop-off in offensive production from one Philip Broberg. Any cause for concern from your end?
No, not really. I don't think we were expecting a lot of offense out of him to begin with this year. He was being brought in as a top four shutdown style defenseman. He had some nice numbers to start the season, and he'll get back to those numbers. But as far as he's had a little bit of an offensive dip now, I don't really care. I really don't. If you watch him, he continues to drive offense all through the game. Mm-hmm. He's up the ice. He's available on the rush to keep the rush going. He's available as that second layer of offense. He keeps the puck in at the offensive blue line. He carries the puck through the offensive zone, keeps plays alive offensively. Just because his number's not showing up on the stats sheet as far as offense, it doesn't mean he doesn't have offensive numbers. His time of possession with the puck is elevated, which means he's carrying the puck a lot more, handling the puck. His time in zone, I believe, is second only to Colton Parayko as far as having the puck on his stick in the offensive zone. So I'm not worried about the offensive numbers. You know, he's not even a guy that was brought in to play any kind of a power play spot, and he's not on the power play. So, you know, that means you're counting on all points to come even strength, and that's difficult for a defenseman to do on a regular basis.
And there's always going to be a come down, right, from that first month of the season, really exceeding the offensive expectations. I did want to get your thoughts actually quickly. Recent news coming out in advance of tonight's game versus Colorado, the Blues recalling Matthew Kessel, who obviously began the season in STL. Then you had the numbers game take effect. Cam Fowler comes on board. Yesterday on BK and Ferrario, Jamie, we actually had the head coach of the Thunderbirds, Steve Konowalchuk. He was praising Kessel, especially of late, the last 3-game run for Springfield, and just being much more under control in all aspects of his game. When he's coming up this time around, what is he going to bring to the team?
Well, hopefully he just brings what he did before, which is just being steady. You know, Matthew Kessel's not going to be a defenseman that is going to wow you with a lot of things. To me, if you have a Matthew Kessel on your team, and at the end of the game, the coaching staff gets together for a little bit of a post-game meeting, and nobody's talking about Matthew Kessel, that means he had a good game. That means he did his job. He's not going to show up on the offensive side of things. So it's not like, man, look at the 2 goals Kessel scored. But more likely than not is going to be where, Kessel couldn't handle this matchup, made a bad play here, a bad read in the offensive zone, bad read in the defensive zone. If you don't hear any of those things, that means he's doing his job. He's what I call like a Silent Sam type player. You see them, and that's it, and hopefully they just do their job, and you don't have to talk about them anymore.
And as for a former Blue, now it has been made official. One more hockey note here to close out this segment. The 573 wants to know about what would some realistic expectations be for Brandon Saad now that he has landed with Vegas, a pretty veteran-laden team. Jamie, what do you expect from him and down the stretch with that group?
Well, see, here's the thing I was explaining to somebody earlier today, and they said, well, I don't know about Saad, you know. I said, listen, you have to look back at his track record. When he was in Chicago, he was an accent piece. You had Taves, you had Kane, you had all sorts of great talented players. And all of a sudden, whoop, there's Brandon Saad scoring 20 goals, just under the radar. You move him along to Columbus, same thing. They had Panarin, they had all these other like top scoring guys, and Brandon Saad scored 31 with Columbus, quietly. People are like, oh crap, I forgot he played for Columbus. Yeah, he scored 31 goals too. Then he went to Colorado. Look at the monsters they have. When he was there, they had Landeskog, Rantanen, McKinnon, I mean, all those guys. And Saad just quietly got his 20 goals. I think Brandon Saad is a much better player on a team that doesn't require him to drive the offense. And I think that's where things fell short here in St. Louis is, by default, because let's go back and remember, when he was brought in, he was an accent piece. You had the Tarasenkos, the O'Reillys, the Perrons, the Barbashev. You had a whole bunch of guys when Brandon Saad first got here. All those guys are gone. What happens is his role was elevated then to be a driver of offense. I don't think he is. So the scary part is that he could go to Vegas and score 15 goals for Vegas before the season's over, just because he's an accent piece on a very talented team. So, listen, it wasn't working in St. Louis. I don't think it was going to work, no matter what you did. And now that player gave up a lot of money, man. He gave up a lot of guaranteed money to earn an opportunity to play on a team where he knew he'd be comfortable playing as an accent piece on a contender. And that's just what Brandon Saad is for me. He's a great little accent piece on a contending team.
Very nice. You want to add something there, Carey?
Well, no, I asked you earlier, could he score 10 to 15 goals? And you said, hell
yes,
no, he won't go.
Well, then why don't you listen to the guy that played in the NHL for 11-plus years?
Well, I do have another question for the guy that played in the NHL for 11-plus years.
You're asking me.
Well, I'm asking him a question now because you didn't agree with this, Jamie.
Oh, boy.
We were talking about the goalies, and I said, you know, I've never seen Bennington or Hofer score a goal yet. Haven't seen it yet. So what I said was, I think the Blues need to score at least 3 goals. And if you do that, you give yourself a chance to win. What do you think? What say you?
Well, the Blues' record when scoring 3 goals or more is really good this year. So
I rest my case.
3+ goals
you can stop.
in a game has been good for the Blues. Now, Carey, I will say, to further your conversation about goalies scoring a goal, I was talking with Joel Hofer. And I was like, I'm waiting for one of you two to try and take a shot at this thing. I'm like, does it have to be a 2-goal lead for you to go for it? He's like, nah. No, he's like, it's got to be the right moment. I'm like, well, other guys are scoring around the league. So you're dropping off the pace a little bit.
You're trying to line it. He's trying to line it up for light the lamp.
Guys, I'm doing my job. Guys, I'm doing my job. I'm in the locker room talking to the players, getting information.
You got to play the cards that were dealt to you. So, and you are. No doubt about it.
By the way, light the lamp the other night. Dylan Holloway was my guy. Did you try to claim him, Anthony?
Dylan Holloway has always been my guy. Carey has been using him constantly.
No,
and then it shifted to you, and you took him the other night.
You got him? I thought Anthony got that point.
No, I didn't know.
That's why I was pissed off.
No.
I read the group chat. I'm like, Anthony's sitting here celebrating. He didn't do anything.
I had Jake Neighbors that night.
I know you did.
But I
make sure I get my damn points.
Yeah, no, you got it.
Spike got the best of me that night.
Yeah, it did.
It happens.
It did. You stick with Holloway, you're good. If not, you stole Jordan Kyrou. And now neither of us. We're the only two. Because Marsh got his points too.
And he's in the lead now.
Is he?
He should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
101 ESPN is your home for Blues hockey. And every month during the season, you can register to win tickets to an upcoming Blues game. Enter to score free Blues tickets now at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 app. Brought to you by Ted Cruz, serving original frozen custard since 1929.
If you've ever been to Las Vegas, Nevada, and you have not stopped by Circus Sports Casino, you are missing out. My buddy Derek Stevens, the owner of Circus Sports, he had a vision for many years now to create the world's largest sports book, and he did so right there on Fremont Street. It is amazing. Now, what's even better is he's brought the world's largest sports book to your fingertips. They've created the Circus Sports Illinois app, and it is unreal. Super easy to use. It's got great lines for all of their futures bets. It's got that old school Vegas feel to it. It caters to people who know what the lines are, and they can get as aggressive as they want to be. There's no promos either. You don't need the promo. The promo is in the price and the payout. That's what you want. You want a good app that gives you the best odds, and that's exactly what Circus Sports is. The best app that gives you the best odds. You can check it out against any other app. They've got tight money line splits as well, high betting limits, so you don't have to worry about that. Exceptional customer service, and it's just so much fun to get on there and bet, whether it's the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, you name it, they've got you covered over there at Circus Sports. So please don't miss out on all the action. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you're someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Sunday. It's the NFL Pro Bowl. Kickoff at 2. Your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs is 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Blues back in action versus Avs. Good afternoon. It's Bradford Bruns with your Sports Center update powered by Saliga Heating and Cooling. This evening at 8 o'clock on 101 ESPN, we will have puck drop between St. Louis and Colorado. It'll be the first game for the Note without Brandon Saad, who was actually claimed today by Vegas to the tune of $1.5 million prorated for the remainder of the season. Again, Blues Avalanche at 8 o'clock on 101 ESPN. Your pregame coverage starting at 7. This Sports Center update was brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
2 pros and 1 average show. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
Freedom Friday continues here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford Bruns pinch hitting for Andrew Marsh today. Bradford, what's our next Freedom Friday topic?
Gentlemen, we are closing in on Oscars season, so I guess this one is appropriate. Let's mix it up a little bit with the motion pictures. The 314 asks, if you guys were on a deserted island and you could only select 2 sports movies for the rest of time, what would they be?
Oh, boy. That's a good question. 2 sports
Okay, guys,
movies?
so hang on. Let's think about this.
I already got one.
Let's try and find 2 sports movies that are going to be able to satisfy a lot of different pieces.
Are we all
not
together?
just sports.
Or individually?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, we're all
just 2
together?
of us?
We're all, I thought we
I
were.
don't know.
I don't know. Is this individually? I'm an only child, so I automatically thought individually.
Wow, Gary, I thought you played on a team.
Same. No, I think we. I think we should do this. I think we should do this as a team, and I also think we're already going to agree on one.
Okay.
All right, what's yours?
Oh, yeah. One's for sure.
Place at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Place at the table.
So
Put the women and children to bed, go looking for dinner.
We've already got the program. That's one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Second one might be a little difficult.
I don't know, man.
I'm always partial to Major League.
I love Major League.
See, hear me out. Major League's great. What about Bull Durham? Now, my angle with Bull Durham is there's a little bit of comedy. It's a good sports show. There's a little bit of the female attraction in there as well. There's a little bit of a lesson to younger players.
Sure.
And there's a little bit of the respecting the older players. Like, there's layers. Like an onion.
Yeah.
There's layers.
Sure.
there.
Yeah. No, that's good.
My thought.
Okay.
Yeah. You hate it.
I don't hate it. I love your explanation on it, too. I really do.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm choosing Bull Durham over Major League, and that may disgust some people. But
Major League has like 2 layers to it.
His favorite movie is Rudy.
But they're great layers.
Yeah,
Good
they're
stuff.
great.
He likes Rudy.
No, you're not
The
going
movie Slapshot's pretty damn good too, but you guys aren't. I don't even know if you've seen that.
I haven't seen it. Shame on
I
me.
saw it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Major League is a good one. I remember the Titans was one of the first ones that came to mind.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just love it. You know?
No.
Denzel was Herman Boone.
He was.
Think about it. You watch that thing 4 times in one day, Carey. There's no chance you're watching it again.
I might.
Oh, I don't know.
I know. I might.
What about, so we're getting some help here from the Snake Pit. Splashback Deuce says Summer Catch. Summer
I don't know if I've ever seen that either.
I actually am familiar with that one.
It's not terrible. That
Summer,
does.
I've never seen that one. No.
That does pick up a lot of layers.
Not the best of movies. But
no, however, the cast is good. Good actors.
Really?
For sure.
I haven't seen it.
Waterboy, of course, throughout Waterboy, and then Rookie of the Year. Andy also says Rookie of the Year.
Now,
Semi-Pro from Droid FX.
I might do Rocky 4. I might do Rocky 4.
Then we'll be sitting on the island beating the crap out of each other.
Well,
Oh, here's a great.
You have some. You get motivated. You get motivated. Motivation.
Here's a good one. Here's a good question. Bazooka 275 says, "Does Gladiator count as a sports movie? Because if so, that would be my choice, and I think you guys would agree."
Now we're kind of on the fence there. We're kind of splitting hairs a little bit. It is.
I mean, it is sport.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was the original sport.
You're right.
Back then.
It was the original sport.
It is.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
The program.
I get behind that.
And Gladiator?
And Gladiator.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
We have a submission that may or may not be from the booth. Any votes for Fever Pitch?
Oh, that's Anthony's favorite movie.
I think Ryder said that because he knows I hate that movie.
Yeah, he loves that
with
movie.
a burning passion. Hate it.
That's a terrible movie.
Some ice is getting it if I have to watch that movie.
There has to be room at the table.
It's called a callback.
The golf flicks, guys. We're missing out on Happy and or Caddyshack. Yeah, I'm showing my age. I don't care.
Love Happy Gilmore. Love it.
Caddyshack's not bad.
Caddyshack's
a pretty good call.
Tin Cup?
Yeah.
No. Costner only has about 50 of those.
Yeah, right.
From which to choose.
I hated, too, that, and a lot of people loved it, but what's the...
For Love of the Game?
Love of Game or Love of the Game or whatever.
Yeah.
That just made me sad.
I can't remember
It just went on and on and on, and I hate when movies take itself too serious.
He's going for the perfect game or the no-hitter, Carey.
I remember that one. Yeah.
It had 3 different endings to it.
Did it?
But like one,
Oh,
you thought
yeah,
the
no,
movie
you're
was
right.
over, and it just kept going.
Yes.
And then you thought the movie was over, and it just kept going.
Right. You're like, oh, good. It's alternate. Okay, yeah, I get it now. All right. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Do you guys remember the most unbelievable part of the whole movie? You really had to suspend your belief or disbelief for a lot of that film. It wasn't Costner logging the perfect game or the no-no. It was John C. Reilly as his battery mate.
Oh, that's right. He was. He's the catcher. That's right. Yeah.
Yup.
Speaking of John C. I mean, Talladega Nights. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
Nice.
You wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. It was a great movie. Hope you have beautiful sons.
You love that whole scene when he's in the wheelchair. You love it. I love the line too when he's driving. Initially, he's got the big Fig Newton sticker on his car. He's like, "This is dangerous, but I do love Fig Newtons."
The 573 also has an interesting choice. So we have not actually entered into the volleyball conversation. So he or she says, why not Top Gun? It's a volleyball flick.
Top Gun. He loves Top Gun. That's one of his favorite movies. Jamie, you know that.
Anthony, your thoughts?
Well, I haven't seen Top Gun all the way through.
You saw the beginning, and that's all you need.
Well, I saw the beginning. I picked up what the thought was.
You were so overwhelmed you had to stop the movie.
Yeah, well, I thought, all right, I get where they're going with this.
I don't think you got the full picture.
It wasn't made for me.
I don't think you got the full picture of the movie.
I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed it.
I think it was perfectly made for you.
But I'm like, Jamie, I get why Jamie likes it. I do. But,
okay.
Not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
All right.
Maverick was,
like I said,
Maverick was unreal, though. Legitimately great film.
Top Gun?
Yes, the sequel. Now, that's how you do a legacy sequel. Tremendous.
He hadn't seen that one either.
No.
He turned it off.
Well, no, I just saw the original Top Gun, or the Top Gun, or Top Guns.
Shame on you. What about Sandlot?
Yes.
Sandlot.
I've seen that one.
Sandlot's good. Somebody threw out there, too, League of Their Own.
Yeah,
League of Their Own's solid.
Good movie.
What did my girl tell you, Jamie, at the Champ Bash that I go to the bathroom like Jimmy Dugan?
Like Tom Hanks, yeah. I've met this girl for 5 minutes and she's already outing Carey.
She's like, where is he?
It was beautiful.
He's like, where's Carey at? He's in the bathroom.
yeah.
He's like Tom Hanks from Major League, from League of Their Own.
Wow. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Freedom Friday continues.
Oh, heck, there he was.
I was there. He found me. He's like, come on. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm on my way.
You were like Jamie at the Blues game there.
Right.
Right next to neighbor Dave.
Yep.
All right. More Freedom Friday questions or topics next on 101 ESPN.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It's a Freedom Friday with Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh, who's out sick today. Bradford, what's next?
Keep those greatest sports movies submissions coming, guys, but we're going to flip it to football for just a moment or two. Gentlemen, which of the following quarterbacks can still make some kind of tangible impact in the NFL next season? We have Aaron Rodgers on the list. Okay, maybe I have to dismiss that one. Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, the Kirky Cousins.
Russell Wilson would probably be Kirk and Russell.
Wait.
Of that list,
it's
Aaron Rodgers,
Rodgers, Carr,
Russell Wilson.
Kirky football and Russ?
Yeah.
Pass.
Oh, man. I'm with Jamie on this.
You got to pick one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have to pick
You
one.
have to pick one. You better not say the youngest one.
Derek Carr? I'm not saying no.
I know you better not, because the way you talked about it.
You know I don't
that-
like Derek Carr.
Am I crazy to say Kirky Cousins?
Yes.
Just based on the dink and dunk that he can do, he can move a ball around for a team at least. I don't know if Russell Wilson could do it on any team not named the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers can do it on any team.
Right.
And I certainly don't know if Derek Carr can do it.
It's probably Russell. He's the
Why?
healthiest.
Based on what?
Well, based on what he did this year, he took his team to the playoffs. None of those other quarterbacks did that.
They won 3 games with field goal kicker alone, Carey.
Well, it's a team game, Jamie.
I think
kicker's part of the team. I don't know if you know that or not.
Not usually, from what you say.
Only when they miss, Jamie.
That seems fair.
I think Aaron and Kirko Chains are done. I think both are done.
Okay.
So it's up to it's Russ. It's 50-50 ball Russ.
Ugh.
Or Kirko Chains light Derek Carr. Like that's a tough go.
Russell Wilson and Brock Bowers, I'll take it.
Give me Russell Wilson.
There you go.
Give me Russ.
Based on last year,
Sure.
based on last year, even though I threw up in my mouth several times watching him play football, I'll go with Russell Wilson too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
This is a matter of defense.
But I don't feel good about it.
No. You just got sick again. I saw you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, I saw it come out a little bit. You all right?
I'm good. I'm better now.
Well, I saw the same. I just did the same thing. You throw up in your mouth a little bit talking about it.
Well,
Bradford.
This one football as well, although of the college variety. Piggybacking off of the conversation we had earlier, guys, we had the Heisman odds, the preliminary ones at that. Jamie Arch Manning of Texas. Yes, in his first full season to be as the starter. He's listed as your favorite to take home the prize next year, but this is a team-centric question. So Ohio State at present coming in as the prohibitive favorite next year to win the CFP yet again. Texas and Arch Manning at number 2. Any problem with that second selection? Who else would be in the mix for you?
For next year?
Georgia.
Yeah.
Oregon.
Oregon, for sure.
Oregon, Georgia. I feel confident that both programs will and should be ranked in the top 5.
How do you feel about Notre Dame?
Who's their quarterback?
I don't know.
I think they have an in-house replacement for Riley Leonard. So we've got unknown there.
Spring window's coming.
For me, it's going to be.
That's true.
It's Ohio State. It's the Big Ten. Oregon, Penn State. You see where I'm going?
Yeah, you're going Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
Big Ten till the end, Carey. Yeah.
Watch out for Illinois. Just putting that out there, too.
Yeah.
All right, you can say what you want. Watch out for the Illinois.
I think the other team, too, that we should probably keep on the radar. Well, there's 2. And you're not going to like either one, Carey. Tennessee. I mean, they started a true frosh.
Yeah.
And made the playoffs. They finished 3rd that night, Jamie, as you would say, to Ohio State.
They did.
But it's a good team. And Ole Miss has more money than God. So I think that they're going to be able to throw some change around even after losing Jackson Dart to the NFL. Ole Miss can regroup here in a hurry. So I would say Georgia, Oregon, confidently saying that, and I think we got to keep an eye on Ole Miss and Tennessee. Tennessee?
Telling you, man, watch out for the Illini. They bring back everybody.
Carey, have you ever thought an SEC team was good, ever?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
That is a very good question.
Like, every time we bring up the best teams in the nation, let's say it's an SEC team.
So
what about the Big Ten?
Well, here's my thing.
Yeah.
I thought that Alabama was a good team. I just don't think all the other teams are great teams. Not all the time.
Seems weird.
What about Georgia?
I thought Georgia was a good team. Georgia won a national championship. They beat an Ohio State team that lost their best player in that game, and they won by 1. It's a good game.
I'm sorry, they what?
Did they win, though?
They won by 1.
There you go.
Ohio State's best player was concussed.
Well, That's his fault.
I don't know if that's his fault. Well, maybe it
Might
is.
have been. We don't know.
We don't know. But, things change. And then the field goal kicker, Jamie, missed the field goal.
Good point.
Who
missed the field? Jamie didn't miss any field goals.
The field goal kicker.
In what game?
Ohio State and Georgia. Then the kicker missed the field goal when C.J. Stroud took him all the way down there to win the game?
Yes.
Is that right?
You're talking about New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. It happens.
What about an extreme long shot?
How did
Guys
Georgia
have any
do?
viable contenders there?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple.
I do, too.
But first, how did Georgia do
I don't know.
in that next one?
I didn't watch. Who they play? TCU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, 60 on the board?
TCU?
Was it 63-7 or something like that?
Yeah, TCU did beat Michigan that year. But,
Okay.
everything was set up for a Michigan-Ohio State championship, and they blew it.
Yeah. Bradford, I got one absolute long shot, but with the way that the College Football Playoff Committee sets everything up and is so biased.
Oh, wow.
This team will never make it.
Okay.
And it's the Ohio Bobcats.
Oh, God.
I think when you talk about the MAC and Maction, you got to think of. I'm a Central Michigan guy, so I'm being honest with this. Ohio's got a good program.
Did you just make up that school?
The Ohio Bobcats?
They're a real team.
Oh, come on, man.
They're a real team.
I know they're real guys.
They are really in the MAC.
They are.
And not going to be
all right. So for realsies.
Look elsewhere in the SEC.
Would South Carolina be yeah, that's what I was going to say. South Carolina, I've considered a long shot under the radar.
At 60-1, I would say yes.
I would say so as well. I love Sellers. Is that all you're going to say? Because you said South Carolina. That's an SEC school. So
He said South Carolina.
Oh,
that's the school he was going with.
He just got himself.
No,
you did.
I said South Carolina. He said, what school has an outside shot? I said South Carolina. Everyone agreed, correct?
Yeah.
But everybody laughed at me when I said Illinois. Who did Illinois beat in the bowl game?
Oh, yeah.
South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. You just proved my point.
Guys,
you just proved my point.
You said bowl games don't matter.
Nah, I said they don't matter when people don't play.
Okay.
Ohio State was playing.
You know what? I got a whole bunch
Kyle
of rules.
McCord, and he wasn't there.
314 weighing in and saying, Anthony, alongside of those Bobcats, don't forget about Kent State.
That's right.
Oh, no, hell no.
Nowhere to go but up after not winning the game this past year. You know what I mean, Jamie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we do know that.
Get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jamie, you should have listened to the fight yesterday. The Gauntlet, excuse
me.
Oh, boy.
It was It was a tough one.
First of all, Carey got eight points.
I did.
He got 8 points.
I fell into one, though, Jamie.
Carey got 8.
What?
Yeah. So he got 8 points.
What was the category?
It was football. It was hockey.
Okay.
No, it was
football. It was football.
So one of the questions was, which college football quarterback led the nation in passing? And Carey brought up a good point about, I think they count the bowl and the playoff stats in that. It's not just the regular season, so it's got to be one of those final teams. He's going through it. He's talking about the quarterbacks, and he goes, so it's Ohio State, obviously, they won it. So Kyle McCord. And he said, Kyle McCord, final answer. And Marsh and I were like, wait, and I even went, Kyle McCord? And you were like, yeah. He meant Will Howard.
I did mean Will Howard.
Who was Ohio State's quarterback.
Because they went to the championship.
Kyle McCord was the Ohio State quarterback the year before, but he had said Kyle McCord. The answer was none other than Syracuse's Kyle McCord.
No. You can't even accept that.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
He still would have won. He would have won 6-5, but it made for a great moment.
But I said Kyle was the final answer.
That's unreal.
But I meant Will Howard, and I just, my brain got...
That was hilarious.
It was.
That's unbelievable. You couldn't do that again.
We'll find out. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN's Blues Fan of the Week.
Congratulations to Lisa Foster from O'Fallon, Missouri. She was named our new 101 ESPN Blues Fan of the Week.
Submit your pick now to be the next 101 ESPN Blues Fan of the Week and take home a pair of tickets to an upcoming Blues game. Learn more at 101ESPN.com.
Sometimes when you want to do a remodeling project, you call a company and they have a design team, and that designer comes out to your house and they've got all sorts of crazy ideas. It doesn't fit your style, doesn't fit your house, doesn't fit maybe your market. Mosby Building Arts, they don't have crazy designers. They have designers that are going to come out, and whether you're remodeling a kitchen or a bath, you're going to experience what it's like to work with a professional, somebody that's actually going to come out and show you a couple of different designs. One thing I love about Mosby is, and I've talked to other people about this as well. Somebody worked with Mosby on a bathroom remodel, and they're the type of person that they said, they're like, look, I just need I need three. Right, I need 3 examples of what you're going to do. I'll choose the 3, but you got to narrow it down for me. I spoke to somebody that same night, and they were like, no, I love a bunch of different options. I love 10, 15, and then I like to peruse all of it. Whatever design whatever design concept that you're going for, however that fits you, Mosby Building Arts will design it perfectly for you. So if you just say, give me 3 options, I'll give you 3. If you want more than that, they'll work with you to build your perfect bathroom or your kitchen, and you're going to love working with them. We recently, in the Stalter household, we got brand new doors that were put in by Mosby, but they had to come out and they had to rip up the floor and everything because there was some damage down below. They did a tremendous job. They worked diligently. They cleaned up after themselves. All the workers were friendly and accommodating. Love Mosby Building Arts. You will too. Don't risk hiring those crazy designers or the wrong team. Call Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company, at 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com to schedule your free consultation today. See for yourself the difference. Again, Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
This is Matthew Kessel, and today is Blues Game Day on 101 ESPN.
Blues Game Day is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate arena for wings and wins. WXOS HD1 East St. Louis. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling. 4 warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:02, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie Rivers, live from Colorado. Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh today. And we welcome in Michael into the Gauntlet. What's up, Michael?
How's it going?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Happy Friday to you. Happy Freedom Friday to you.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. So would you like to take on Jamie, Carey, or me today?
Let me take Kyle McCord. Carey Davis.
All right. Well done. I love when people have previously listened. Yeah. Carey Davis. You can tell Jamie's on the road. I love that
I'm trying to speed it up, too.
I love that you participate, though, man. That's the key. All right, Carey, get the hell out of here.
Good luck. Anthony, before we go further, I'll need a picture of the questions when they come through there.
Oh, I'll send you a picture. All right, Jamie.
I know. The last one you sent me, though, wasn't the questions.
Oh.
That was, albeit funny, wasn't the question.
Yeah, no, I'll get you the questions this time. Sorry about that, Jamie.
Honest mistake.
Yep.
No, that's great. I posted it online. You're fine.
Good. All right, Michael, go ahead and tell Bradford to spin that wheel.
All right, Bradford, spin that wheel.
All right, here we go. Michael, what are you hoping for?
Probably anything but football, being it's Carey.
Anything but football. Let's find out. Bradford.
And it is creeping closer at the last second. Literally lands in the football part of the pie.
No, the wheel strikes again. Sorry, Michael.
That's all right.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. 4 football-related questions, all worth 2 points. Unless you ask for the options. Thank you, Bradford. Unless you ask for the options. If you do, those questions are worth 1 point. All right. Let me send this to our guy, Jamie, right now. Bradford, you want to ask the first question? I'll send these to Jamie.
All right, Michael, ready to go?
Yep.
Let's do this thing. Number 1, Michael. Where did Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown play his college football?
I need the options on that one.
They are Ole Miss, Texas A&M, or Alabama.
I'll take Alabama. Final answer.
Okay.
All right, Michael, question 2. How many NFL teams did Nick Foles play for? In order to qualify as a team he played for, he had to appear in at least 1 game for the team. So that's the qualification. So how many teams did Nick Foles play for?
Go with 3. Final answer.
Okay.
All right. Question number 3. After the departure of A.J. McCarron, there will be a 3-way competition for the Battlehawks starting quarterback role. St. Louis signed which Chargers draft pick who is best known for playing in the college football national championship game?
I'll take the options.
All right. Is it Tyrod Taylor, Easton Stick, or Max Duggan?
Let's go with Max Duggan. Final answer.
All right, thank you.
And finally, Michael, question number 4. What is the name of the unique stadium where Boise State plays its games?
I'll need the options on that one also.
Option A, Autzen Stadium. B, Albertson Stadium. Or C, Folsom Field.
What was the first option again?
Autzen Stadium.
Go with the first option there, Autzen Stadium. Final answer.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's bring back Carey. Michael, how you feeling?
Oh, not great.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. We'll see how CD does. Now, he is drinking coffee. Walking with a limp, but typically CD does walk with a limp.
That's old, man. Knees crack, pop.
He's fast, though.
Yeah.
He is.
Still run.
He's fast, man.
Still run if I need to.
So old. Oh, damn, he's got his earbuds in.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right, Carey, your category today is football.
All right.
Yep. Bradford actually led off with us today, so we're just going to keep it same order.
Yeah, first, though, you better pack that lunch. You ever ready to go? I know that. Come on now.
Snapdragon.
Set me up. Set me up. All right. Question number 1, Carey. Where did avid reader and Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown play his college football?
Ole Miss. Final answer.
All right, Carey, how many...
Pretty sure.
How many NFL teams did Nick Foles play for? He had to play at least 1 game for this to qualify.
Man. Rams, Eagles. Rams, Eagles. It's probably another team that I'm forgetting. So we're probably looking at 2, 3, or 4. What the hell else did Nick play for? He played for the Broncos? I don't remember. I think it's another team. Let's go. Was it the Jets? Let's go 3. Final answer.
Bubba Benny and the Jets.
All right, Kerry. After the departure of A.J. McCarron, there will be a 3-way competition for the Battlehawks starting quarterback role. St. Louis signed which Chargers draft pick who is best known for playing in the college football national championship game?
Chargers. It's not. Why do I feel like it's... Can you read that one more time, sir, please? Thank you.
After the departure of A.J. McCarron, there'll be a 3-way competition for the Battlehawks starting quarterback role. St. Louis signed which Chargers draft pick who is best known for playing in the college football national championship game?
I feel like it's Whitehurst, but that feels like he's too old. Can I have the options, please?
Was it Tyrod Taylor,
No.
Easton Stick, or Max Duggan?
I knew that answer. I'm thinking, oh, God, this Max Duggan. Duggan. Final answer.
Final answer?
I knew that one. Shame on me. I didn't know he got drafted by the Chargers. That's why I got confused. Yep. All right.
Well, find out if you're right in a couple of minutes, sir.
CD, question number 4. What is the name of the unique stadium where the Boise State Broncos play their home games?
Smurf turf, but
oh boy.
I feel like it's out. It's a grocery store chain, I believe. It's not Kroger. Albertsons. Final answer. I think. Too late. Too late.
Okay. Kerry, we've often said that you need to slow down.
Kerry says final answer before he's almost done anything.
I do. I'm hey.
Nope.
Take care of business first, ask questions later.
Let's find out where. Let's find out where it cost CD today.
Oh, gosh.
After the departure of A.J. McCarron, there will be a 3-way competition for the Battlehawks starting quarterback role. St. Louis signed which Chargers draft pick who is best known for playing in the college football national championship game? Michael, you said Max Duggan. Kerry, you said Max Duggan. Correct answer is...
It would be Max Duggan.
Nice job there, Kerry. And Michael. Both of you needed the options, though. 1-1 tie. Ironic, we were just talking about TCU a couple of segments ago, and that was the game where Max and the boys finished, I wouldn't even say third, Jamie. I would say like 5th in that one. Oof. So we got a 1-1 tie. How many NFL teams did Nick Foles play for? In order to qualify as a team, he had to appear in a game with said team. Michael, without the options, said 0. Oh, I'm sorry, 3.
Whoa.
I wrote down, you find out why I just said that. Kerry, without the options, you said...
We got it wrong.
3. I just spoiled this by mistake. Jamie, correct answer is...
6.
Who?
The Eagles. Yeah, the St. Louis Rams. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval. The Bears.
I forgot about the Bears.
And the Indianapolis Colts.
I
6
only had
teams.
3.
I wrote down 0.
Because we got it wrong.
Yeah.
0 points. All right.
So we're still tied 1-1.
Thanks, Anthony.
You're welcome.
All right.
Where did A.J. Brown play his college football? Michael, with the options, you said Alabama. Kerry, without the options, you said Ole Miss. Bradford?
It's Ole Miss.
Kerry didn't need the options on that one. He's up by 2. What is the name of the unique stadium that Boise State plays their games at? Michael, you went with Autzen Stadium. Kerry, you went with Albert Pujols' Stadium, also known as Albertsons Stadium, which apparently is a grocery store.
I believe so. Pretty sure. In Florida.
Jamie? Sure. Correct answer is?
Well, guys, it's Albertsons Stadium.
Michael.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Sorry, Michael. I got you 5-1 today.
Good job, Michael.
Have a great weekend.
Good job, Michael.
You too, Kerry. Yep.
All right, we'll see you.
The Max Dugan one threw me off because all I could think was Charlie Whitehurst. I'm like, they didn't sign Charlie Whitehurst. He hasn't played in forever.
Right, no. That was.
But when you said 3 quarterbacks, I'm like, well, Max Dugan is one of them. And my brain, this is a trick. It's a trap. That's what I said. It's in my brain.
Yeah.
I said it's a trick. It's a trap. Somebody's trying to set me up.
No, sir.
Yep.
Rams had a hard time with that guy.
Yeah.
Tail end of every regular season.
And Charlie Whitehurst, didn't he play in the national championship game too? Or did he
Charlie
not?
Whitehurst? No.
Yeah, at Clemson. He was on one of those teams.
No.
He just missed it. Telling you.
He didn't play no, that was Deshaun Watson.
I know it was Deshaun, and I know it was Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But was
and
he
the
on
third
the team?
one was DJ Uyunglele, who's still playing.
That's crazy.
And not well, by the way.
Well, depends on who
if you're a
ask.
Florida State fan.
Depends on who you ask.
No, Charlie Whitehurst wasn't. Are you thinking of the Oklahoma?
I'm thinking of Charlie Whitehurst.
Okay, all right.
Because he was drafted by the Chargers.
Wow.
He said drafted by, you say San Diego? Or the Chargers?
Just said the Chargers.
Yeah, drafted by the Chargers.
Yeah.
My brain went to Charlie Whitehurst immediately.
All right.
Unfortunately, the Tigers never won more than 9 games with Mr. Whitehurst at the helm.
Shame on him.
Don't believe they played for the Natty.
Charlie.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN.
Insightful insight, expertise, all on the 101 ESPN app, in your app store or Google Play.
Is reviewing life insurance on your
is The Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It's a Freedom Friday here on 101 ESPN.
Oh, man.
I just asked Kerry a question. I don't know if he's disappointed in me or he feels bad for me.
It was the when you find the light bulb going on, you're like, oh, yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Makes total sense. Jamie live from his hotel in Colorado. Of course, he's getting ready to be on the call for FanDuel Sports Network as the Blues are in Colorado to take on the Avalanche. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh, and we continue on a Freedom Friday. This is where you pick out the topics today, and then we just go wherever the hell we want.
Guys, a decent amount of conversation in the 636 about some comments that were made this morning on the Get Up, or rather, First Take program on ESPN. In case you missed it, Chris Canty had some provocative comments surrounding the status of one Joe Burrow. Now, Burrow, of course, named as one of the MVP finalists this particular season, and the question was posed whether Joe Burrow is actually elite right here, right now, and I have a little audio to back it up.
He's not an elite quarterback, and we've got to get out of this. We've got to get out of this thing where we want to anoint everybody an elite quarterback.
Who's there?
I'm just saying, we can't give the runner-up to the runner-up to the runner-up elite quarterback status. There ain't but 3 spots on the medal stand. When we start talking about the podium, it's a gold medal slot, it's a silver medal spot, and it's a bronze medal spot.
Okay.
All right? The 4th place guy don't get an acknowledgement. And that's where I'm at with the Joe Burrow of it all. I think when you look at the big 3, when you look at what Patrick Mahomes has done, when you look at what Lamar Jackson has done, when you look at Josh Allen's body of work, those guys have done more in this league in terms of being able to validate their abilities as a quarterback. When it comes to being able to acknowledge the level of player that you are, we got a couple of ways we measure that in the league. It's Super Bowl rings, it's MVPs, and it's all pros. Joe Burrow ain't got none of those. Joe Burrow's claim to fame is once upon a time, 4 years ago, beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game on his way to losing the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, that doesn't give you elite status.
So there can only be 3 at the top of the mountain.
Wow.
Well, why is there a Mount Rushmore with 4 people?
Jamie and I once had 5.
Oh, there you go.
Somebody asked, what's your
different in Canada.
Yeah, definitely. What's your Mount Rushmore? And Jamie and I listed 5 that day.
We did.
So does this sound like Chris Canty's got some like personal beef with Joe Burrow?
I don't think it's a personal beef. I just think
who
he
hurt
believes.
him?
I think it's a hot take that he's looking to get clicks for.
It's a cold take. Very cold.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a crap take.
Yeah. It's not a good take. Again, I said this a couple of days ago. If Joe Burrow, if their team had been a playoff team, if they had a solid defense, just a solid defense, or a solid offensive line to keep him upright at times, he would have over 5,000 yards. He's leading the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and he would probably be the MVP if the rest of his team was able to hold up their end of the bargain. I think they started out slow. You had injuries to T. Higgins throughout the year. Jamar Chase started out slow because he missed all of training camp and showed up the week before practice, the week of practice before the first game. And so, you start out slow. But Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. I don't know how anybody could disagree. And I don't agree that there has to be 3 spots for there are tiers. Like Patrick Mahomes is in a league of his own. And then I think Lamar Jackson and if you want to put Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, if you want to put all 3 of those guys in the next tier, I'm fine with that. But he's definitely, if you're starting a franchise and you can't get one of those other 3, he's the next guy. And he might you might take him ahead of a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, depending on what you like. You're not taking him ahead of Patrick Mahomes, but he might be the next person on that list that you would want to take. So
I love how, too, Canty said that Joe Burrow, his claim to fame was that he beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game.
It matters.
Do you know what the list is of other quarterbacks that have beaten Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game? 1.
Tom Brady.
Did it twice.
Yep.
Tom Brady. Jamie's hero.
I mean, he's a Tom Brady fan.
Tom Brady. Yep. Once with the Patriots, once with the Bucs. That is the list. And then Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And did it at Arrowhead, by the way.
He did. But
we all love Josh Allen, except for CD. Joe Burrow and the Bengals went into Buffalo. Hammered Josh Allen and the Bills in Buffalo in the playoffs. Puts up great numbers. Defense sucked. This is the bottom line. Defense sucked this year. That's it. Defense was league average. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are in the playoffs. And the Steelers are probably out. Honestly.
Hush your mouth.
The Steelers and their faithful. And you know I'm not talking about you, Carey. You're a Ravens fan.
Oh, wow.
That's a good point.
That's ridiculous.
It's a really good
Steelers
point.
should be thanking the Bengals for doing such a horrendous job of putting together that defense. You know?
I hear you. They should be. But Joe Burrow is outstanding. I would disagree with anybody that believes anything other than that. They lost the first 3 games of the year. The Patriots loss was a terrible loss to start the year. You lose.
They're good. Oh, the Patriots are going up the hill.
And then they started falling down the hill very quickly. After that.
Oh no, we're not really good.
Not at all. But I go back to that Ravens game where they had a chance to win. I think their kicker missed the field goal to win that game where Lamar fumbled the ball.
The kicker again.
Well, I'm just pointing out what happened. They lost to the Ravens twice by a total of 4 points. And, they lost to the Steelers by 1 possession. They were in all those games. You're looking at their scores. They lost 44-38 to the Steelers. You scored 38 points. Probably should win.
Should be okay.
They scored 34 against the Ravens. They gave up 35. They lost to the Ravens the second time. The first time they lost, they scored 38. The Ravens scored 41.
Yeah.
Your defense is giving up a lot of points, man. So, you're in a lot of games where you got to score a lot of points, and unfortunately, they weren't able to have the ball last in some of those games and win those games.
If I may.
Sure, go ahead.
Please do.
Go fast lane yourself, Chris Canty.
Whoa. Oh, wow. I mean, I think that. Oh, okay.
It's Friday,
No, I think that's quite appropriate, actually.
No one's safe.
Anthony.
What is it, though, Bradford?
Okay, that's true.
It's a Freedom Friday.
This man buries the bodies.
Damn right.
Oh, we did a couple of days ago, Jamie. You weren't here.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't here.
Snake Pit helped with that one.
We've got a quick follow-up also from the 314. This one just in. Is Joe Burrow the closest example we have right now, the equivalent of Drew Brees from a few years ago? Among top flight-ish quarterbacks.
I like that comparison. I'm not against that comparison. He's not.
Are we comparing the player, though? Or just like the status? Because I don't think that Joe Burrow and...
Status in the league.
Status in the league.
That's where I'm going with it.
What do you think? Joe
Because
Burrow
Brees always had Manning, Brady, who else?
I see. Okay.
Yeah, kind of where
Brady,
he fits.
Manning.
In
hierarchy.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And that, I see.
Go.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Now, Breeze did win a Super Bowl.
Well,
and to Chris Canty's point, that bum Joe Burrow
but he
is
didn't beat
not.
Patrick Mahomes.
True.
He did not.
Yeah, good call. Yep. Hey, just real quick. Tanisha from the Snake Pit said that her and her husband might be taking a trip up to Canada at some point. Wanted
Where?
That's where she's asking. So what's the city? What's the call?
Well, what are they looking to do? Because Western Canada is way different than Eastern Canada. So at what time of year are they going? These are all information. This is information that I need.
Going in June.
Going in June.
Going in June. Okay, so she really doesn't want to go out west then at that point because Western Canada is really good for snow skiing and things like that. It's beautiful in the summer, but a lot of fishing and hunting and things like that in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that Tanisha would absolutely love going to Montreal. Montreal or Ottawa, to me, they're very European in their feel. They've got the old buildings downtown. Everybody's walking around all times of day. There's open markets. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on.
Nice.
So Montreal or Ottawa would be my picks in the summertime.
All right, there you go. Well, Tanisha, hopefully that helped. She threw it out there to the Snake Pit, and hey, no better person to ask than our guy Jamie Rivers. Now, Jamie, would you also?
Yeah, and if she follows, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said if she follows up with some information on what she's looking to actually do, that could also narrow the field for her as well.
Good call. May I also throw out a recommendation for Canada?
Sure.
Oh, God. Go ahead. Sure.
What about Windsor?
No, I wouldn't go there.
No?
Nope.
Lovely Windsor?
Nope. No, lovely. Sure.
They got a Windsor International Airport. They just fly right in.
Yeah. Ottawa has an airport. So does Montreal. Direct flight, too, from St. Louis to Montreal.
Fine.
Wow.
Yeah. Just trying to offer something.
What, Windsor? Really? Do you not love Tanisha?
It's the only Canada I know.
Yeah, well, there's a reason, okay? No. People in Windsor are great, but no, we're good.
All right, fine. All right. You have your Canada. I have my Canada. Okay?
It'd be like saying, hey, Tanisha, take a beautiful trip to Buffalo. Like, nobody's ever said that.
There's a lot of things to do in Windsor.
No, there really isn't.
Okay.
There's casinos and strip clubs.
Carey's in now. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues.
Their Canadian blood pumps through his veins.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
101 ESPN. Everywhere you look, that's where we are. On your radio, online, on your mobile device, and in your app store. Search the 101 ESPN app now in the App Store or Google Play.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
We want to hear from you. Use the Scott Lee Mic Drop feature on the 101 mobile app. Give us your opinion on anything St. Louis sports with a mic drop.
Brought to you by the Scott Lee Heating Company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
Kessel back with the Parent Club. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Tonight at 8 o'clock, right here on 101 ESPN, the Blues will visit Colorado. The Avalanche in fourth place in the standings at present. The Blues once again do have Matthew Kessel on the blue line at their disposal. Earlier this afternoon, he was recalled from AHL Springfield. Elsewhere in the National Hockey League, former Blue Brandon Saad, the 32-year-old forward, inks a deal for the remainder of the campaign with the Vegas Golden Knights, expected to net Saad $1.5 million on a prorated bonus. The Sports Center update was driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Two pros and one average Joe. You're listening to the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. You know what we have to do still is Jamie's keys and light the lamp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Why would you do that now? You got keys, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Always.
So we'll do that. I'll give Bradford a second, too, to find our light the lamp intro. But Carey or Jamie,
you can ask me. Oh, you can.
Carey,
go ahead, Jamie.
Carey, your keys to victory tonight for the St. Louis Blues as they get ready to take on the Avalanche.
I need to see sticks on pucks, bodies on bodies. I need to see good defense in front of the goalies. I need Hofer to stand on his head if need be, and I need energy. You know, from the moment the puck is dropped, Jamie, I want to see guys flying around, showing great effort. I need tape to tape passes on those sticks. I don't want to see pucks in skates. All right, I can't take it. I don't want to see it. I just want to see guys flying around, back checking, playing a full 200-foot game. You know, it's important. Those are the things that are going to be detrimental to wins and losses for this Blues hockey team going forward. If you have aspirations of making playoff, these are the things you got to do, right, Jamie? No, we can't hear him.
You're bang on, Carey.
See?
Well done.
Yeah, there you go.
My gosh.
If I may, I think you got to start fast. I think you got to get in front of the net. When you're talking about, you're good,
Am I
Jamie.
back?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I'm just going over my keys right now. Start fast, get to the front of the net. Goals typically come from where? Right in front of the net.
Yeah.
All right. I also want to see some block shots, because when you're blocking shots, you're playing like your hair's on fire. You're playing like it's a playoff game. Those are my keys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, clear that puck, too.
Well, I think that's just kind of...
There we go.
To me, that's part of the fundamentals of hockey.
Yeah.
Jamie disagrees. Jamie likes to hang out in his own zone for minutes on end. But for me, I want that puck out of there.
No.
Dump and chase. Yeah. Right, Jamie?
Really?
Need that?
It can be dangerous doing that sometimes, Carey.
Play a 200-foot game. Oh, Jamie.
Yeah, 200-foot game, Anthony. You're right.
Yeah.
And you might want to manage the puck against this team tonight. They're pretty good in transition. They go south to north in a hurry. And if you're not careful, it'll bite you right in the keister. You don't want that.
Okay.
I never want
And
that.
so combined with Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter, and myself, those are your keys to the game.
Let's light that lamp.
But a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shooter! I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
All right, so I think Andrew Marsh is in the lead.
I think he is. I'm not 100% sure.
Which means Bradford Bruns, you have the call tonight.
What an honor.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, I will play a little bit of a chalk option here, if you will. Very few Blues, you could say, have been on heaters of sorts of late. However, I love what I have seen in the past month plus, especially from one Dylan Holloway. Give me Holloway to get on the board very early tonight in Colorado.
All right. Well, Anthony, since my guy's gone, give me Jordan Kyrou.
You did that. You know what it looked like? I've never, that I know. I don't know this. I may have. But that's what it felt like to talk to a serial killer. He did that with no malice, no emotion, no nothing. He slit my throat. No issues.
Yeah.
Dexter.
A nice clean cut.
But I did love it. It was quick
with a skate.
That's the best part. That
That's
means
true. You didn't.
I didn't linger. I didn't prolong it. Just get it over there.
Serial killer with a small conscience. Okay.
Or none.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Ooh.
Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little off the board here. Give me Alex Texier.
Ooh.
They want to see more, and so does Jamie when it comes to Texier.
Yes.
All right. I thought Bradford. I wrote down this name as Bradford was talking about the player that's been on a bit of a heater over the last month or so. So I wrote this name down, and when he said Holloway, I had to cross him off. So give me Colton Parayko tonight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I wanted Kyrou, but your spite took over again. And you took him.
In goals.
A new career high in goals.
I was taking him.
Go for it.
I know.
Colton Parayko, everybody.
Right.
All right. Now, Bradford, what was the Freedom Friday topic that you had picked out.
Yeah, before we wrap it up with Jamie around the 5 o'clock part of the show, of course, we did want to get this text in from the 636 as well, talking about hockey in general, but also comparing it to other sports. Jamie, do you think that hockey is perhaps the most misunderstood of the big four, not just by the casual fan per se, but as far as really being able to understand the ins and outs? And if so, why is that the case still?
Well, I think it is for sure. And I think it's just, out of all the four major sports, I think it has the most difficult time educating the fan. Whether it's your casual fan or even if it's your experienced fan, it feels like the lingo changes every 5 years. Like, you know, the word back checking, that used to be, we get a back check through the middle of the ice. Now it's track and reload. It's like, what? Stops and starts are now reloads. Okay, great. Back checking is now tracking. It's like, guys, a scoring chance is now a good look. Like, we keep causing our own problems with hockey because we keep changing terminology or finding cuter, sexier words for stuff that people are just trying to learn. So I think that's part of it that complicates it. I think the speed of the game while watching it on television is difficult to track exactly what's going on. The offside rules are not necessarily crystal clear as to why they're being called or how they're being called, especially with the tag up offside, where you can have a guy 25 feet offside, skates back over the blue line and gives back in and everything's fine. There's no whistle. Then the next time the puck crosses, there's a whistle. People are like, why the hell is a whistle happening? Mm-hmm. Icing, just the simple parts of the game, goalie interference. I mean, I can't even figure that out anymore. I mean, the league has their own secret handbook for that. So they do. I blame the NHL for continuously evolving their game in a way that makes it complicated.
Jamie,
just make it simple.
I was going to say, years ago, they used to have the highlight on the puck. Did you like that? Did you think that was helpful for fans?
No. The fire puck was dumb, Carey. The fire puck was dumb. I played with the fire puck around. You take a slap shot over 90 miles an hour, it had a laser beam behind it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Fire.
No. Yeah. No.
No.
Did you see where the puck was?
Carey, no.
Yeah, where it's going.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's getting those corners in those.
Get him into TV. I don't know. The fire puck was dumb. Let's just be honest. You could see it in the crowd. Like, the one side of the ice where the boards were, the fire puck had the sensor, so you could see it, like, in the front row, buddy, in the guy's popcorn and things. You're like, what's going on? Why is the puck outside the rink? Well, it wasn't. It's just the way it was set up with the computers. And there's a reason it didn't stick around.
Okay. So do you think, in all seriousness, the fire puck is something they can bring back at some point this year?
This year?
Yeah.
This might be a little late for that.
Okay.
Right after you clear the ice in your driveway, Anthony.
Hey,
it's cleared.
It's cleared.
Not by his doing, though.
No. I barely made a dent in it. That's the thing. I mean, full force. Right. You know the other embarrassing part? I was out of breath. As I was.
I would have paid money to watch you rage out on this ice.
It was bad. It was bad. And I was out of breath.
I had a similar experience the other day. Now, I wasn't getting rid of the ice because of anger or my kids being late for school or just being a bad dad overall. But I was I was clearing the ice.
Thanks, Jamie.
Out of the bottom of my driveway. No, it wasn't a shot at you, Anthony. But I was clearing the ice at the bottom of my driveway because Big Haas, like, I have a very large driveway. You probably fit 12 cars in there. But Haas likes to park, so you can only fit 3. And so I had to move his car over, and then the ice was in the way, and the regular shovel wasn't doing it. So I got the spade shovel, and I was, like, hammering down with it. That wasn't doing it. So I come walking out of the garage with a hatchet, big old hatchet that I bought from Home Depot, and I'm just, like, plunking down. The neighbor notices me at this point. He hasn't met me at this point, but he's looking over. I have a shovel in one hand and a hatchet in the other. And I'm just going to town. And so he's got one of those little ice chippers, little metal things that are actually made for chopping up ice. Mm-hmm. He starts to walk over, and then I'm getting a little angry at the ice. And I wasn't quite as angry as Anthony was, but you can see I'm getting a little more force in the hatchet. Then
sure.
I'm hitting the concrete, and there's sparks that are flying.
Nice.
Yeah, the neighbor stopped, went back to his house. And he just said, hey, just want to say hi, nice to meet you. I went back home. Nice to meet you, too. I couldn't figure out why. Then I was standing there with a hatchet. I was breathing heavy, and the shovel in the other hand. He's like, yep. Probably wait till summertime to introduce myself to this guy.
Talk to him later.
So I had my own little experience, too.
That's good. Meanwhile, Big Hoss is standing there. He's got the blood dripping down his chin.
His chin.
Yeah. No.
He deserved that for crappy parking.
We're the Rivers, so nice to meet you there, Tom.
That was the parking gods that got Hoss.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good call. It's karma. All right, we got Jamie for one more segment. We're going to do our sports six-pack, so continue to send in those questions to us today, and we'll answer them next in our six-pack here on 101 ESPN.
The Super Bowl is on ESPN next Sunday. The Chiefs go for their third ring in a row as they face the Eagles. Coverage gets underway next Sunday afternoon at 1. Your exclusive home for Super Bowl 59 is 101 ESPN.
If you're looking to sell your home right now in the St. Louis area, look, let's be honest, it can be a little tricky. The weather has been hot and cold. There's ice, there's not. And a lot of people say sell your home in the spring. A lot of people want summertime. Why would you try to sit there and figure it out? Call Gloria Liu with your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's the best in the business. She has mastered the home selling process. She's there for you. She answers all your questions the way you need to be. And Gloria Liu really understands the St. Louis market. Why is that important? Well, because if you're in St. Louis, you do know that every zip code, it's a different price range of home. And that's where Gloria Liu knows exactly what the good price is for your home that will get it sold for the most money available. And that's all you want. So please don't wait another minute. If you're selling your home, please call Gloria Liu at your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that number is 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the fast lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. This is also our last segment with our guy, Jamie Rivers, who is on the call tonight for FanDuel Sports Network as the Blues take on the Avalanche. Bradford.
Question number one.
All right, gentlemen, as you might imagine, a lot of conversation still about all-time best sports movies. We referenced that in the 3 o'clock hour, if I'm not mistaken. So from the 608, where does The Big Lebowski and the dude rank among your best, bowling or otherwise?
Carey's never seen it.
It's second for sure to Kingpin when it comes to bowling movies.
That I do agree with. Yep.
Yeah.
Big Earn.
Big Earn. Yeah, you can't beat that. Big Lebowski was fine. Like, I liked it, but it's not a movie I'm going to watch over and over again. I feel like after I've seen it once, like, I get it. I'm good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't waste my time.
I agree. Completely. Kingpin I could watch a lot.
Yes.
Have you seen Kingpin?
It's good.
Nope.
It's a great documentary.
I think maybe I have. Who's in it? Is that Woody Harrelson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe. And
He's got the prosthetic hand.
Yeah, the one hand. Yeah.
And
yeah.
One of Bill Murray's, most underrated roles before he started doing nothing but independent flicks.
Yeah, no kidding.
A little soapbox there.
Yeah, right.
It's true, though.
That is true.
Also, the source of a Gauntlet question a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. You remember that?
No, which question was that?
Pete Weber, Big Earn, they were lumped into the same question.
Yeah, Big Earn. I love it. That was funny. That was a funny movie, for sure. That was Dennis Quaid?
Yep.
Dennis Quaid.
No, that was Randy, actually.
That was Randy Quaid.
Before he started squatting.
Oh, yeah, not Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
It's Randy Quaid before he lost his mind, yeah.
Right, yeah. Dennis Quaid, the normal of the two brothers, the sane of the two brothers.
Well,
Randy
we
Quaid.
think.
Yeah, right. How do we know? I mean,
Look
really.
at Dennis's eyes. You're telling me they don't tell a story? There's a story in there.
He's seen some things.
The lights are on, but I don't know who's home.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The engine's running, but nobody's behind the wheel.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not going anywhere then.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
In light of our conversation about Joe Burrow, is he elite? Is he not? Chris Canty. The 618 asks, what about Dan Marino all time? Does he fit into that top tier, second tier? Where do you put him among the best of the best who have ever played the QB position?
Top tier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how many are in the top tier, first of all?
Right.
10?
Brady.
So, yes.
Montana.
Peyton. Marino.
Yeah.
What about Terry Bradshaw?
John Elway.
I don't put Terry there.
Yeah.
Terry's got 5 rings, doesn't he?
4, but he played on the best. I mean, it's like 10 Hall of Famers on those teams, which helps win championships.
Elway's got to be in there.
Okay.
I don't like Elway, but
Why don't you like Elway? What has he done?
he hurt my feelings in 1998.
Is Drew Brees in there? Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, top 10 all-time quarterback?
Who else you got?
Mahomes?
Have we been keeping count? Okay, so Tom Brady.
Yeah, go ahead. Brady.
Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Dan Marino. That's 5.
Peyton, Marino.
Who else do we say?
Mahomes.
Mahomes, that's 6.
I guess we're projecting a little bit, but my God.
I'm okay with that.
What about Steve Young? No?
Top 10? Top 10?
I'm just throwing out names.
I don't think he's in that top 10.
Is Unitas there? Am I going way too far into the archives?
Wow, Bradford.
Hey, come on now.
You see Unitas play, Bradford.
He might be
Collectively, we've seen 0. Jim Kelly's a great one. DLW 1904.
What about Brett Favre?
Brett Favre?
The list, it might not be 10 then. If you're saying, so then did we say Drew Brees?
No. I think we have to.
He's
Brees
second all-time passing,
and he's got other records too. So yeah, you got to do.
Yeah.
So where are you at? 7?
No, we were at.
I guarantee we're omitting a couple that are
8.
obvious.
I said Aaron Rodgers. You looked at me like I had 4 heads.
I don't want Aaron Rodgers in there.
He's got 4 MVPs.
What
Anthony?
about Warren Moon?
You could get me to get Warren in there, but Aaron Rodgers has 4 MVPs.
Yeah, the problem is Warren Moon doesn't have a
Joe.
championship, Anthony.
He does.
Yes, he
Jamie.
does.
He does.
Yeah,
Yes.
the CFL.
CFL.
I get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of Grey Cup rings. I know that.
They're darn right he does. Yeah.
You don't want to put Aaron Rodgers in there, and he's a 4-time MVP.
I don't want him in there either.
He's won 4 MVPs. How did you not put?
You know why?
No.
Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers, okay? Well, I don't.
Why not?
4 MVPs. How many Super Bowls?
1.
No. If he's so good, if he's so great, why didn't you get to more?
Well, Devontae loves Aaron. I don't know about everyone else.
Now, you could also say Drew Brees, and
there's a lot of other people that were preventing them from...
no, Drew Brees only got to 1, too.
Oh,
but.
there you go. What other NFC?
I don't know. I think we got it. I think we got it covered.
7 or 8?
Yeah. All right, Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Takes a big man to admit when he's wrong.
No, I'm listen. I wasn't wrong. I just flat out said I don't want him in there.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if anything, I was just being a Diamondback. I wasn't wrong. You know?
Yeah, I think that rounds out the list. Maybe we're forgetting somebody, but nah.
All right. I'm sure we are. Jamie's right. I mean, we're missing a glaring one, I'm sure, somewhere. Go ahead, Bradford.
Question number 3.
At least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We must get your thoughts, Jamie, on this before you have to head out. I've been sitting on it for a while. Bacon-wrapped wiener. John scores. Gator. Everybody in the snake pit.
Yeah, why did you say bacon-wrapped wiener first on that?
It jumped out at me.
I bet it
Bradford
did.
said that you've been sitting on it, and then you went with that name first.
Guys down, balls out.
Now I know I was uncomfortable. Now I know why he's been fidgeting in his chair.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, JB, what is your go-to?
For you an ice pack, sir?
Oh, man.
TikTok, sir. What is your go-to must-have destination for any sandwich, gourmet or otherwise?
Oh, wow. I'm a terrible person for this because I don't really eat a lot of sandwiches. I just don't. Like bread, Co, Panera, that's just too generic. You know, there's got to be like a... Actually, here's one. I'll give you right now. The Kirkwood Deli is unbelievable. We have hockey camps there every summer. I stumbled upon this place 10 years ago when I was buying lunch for my employees. And I was like, where can I find at lunch? I didn't want McDonald's or something like that. So I rolled up, said, the Kirkwood Deli. Went in, checked it out. Had a whole, like, sandwich board of, like, things you could get. It's awesome. If you're in that area, right off of Geyer Road, the Kirkwood Deli is phenomenal.
All right, there you go.
For me, it's a place, South City Gramophone. That is
Grandma's phone?
Gramophone. That's what it's called.
Grab my phone?
Gramophone.
Grab my phone.
Nope, not grab my grandma.
Grab my phone. What are they famous for, Carey?
Gramophone. Got some really good sandwiches in Tower Grove. Really good sandwiches. A lot of options. A lot of options.
Droid FX says gramophone is fire.
See? He knows.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a go-to Sando shop. Bussin'?
Yeah. It's almost like the word you couldn't...
When food is good, it's bussin'.
It's bussin'?
Like good buns.
My kids love when I use those words, too, by the way. I'll be like, hey, guys... Dinner's pretty bussin', huh? And they want to puke in their own mouth.
Yeah.
Feels a little 2024. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to check out Gramophone.
Subway doesn't count, Anthony.
Yeah.
Boy, I haven't been in one of those in a long time.
Me either. Not since
It's
I learned
been a
out that
minute.
the tuna was... I used to eat the tuna sandwich almost every day.
Really?
Pretty much. When I was in Pittsburgh, I might have eaten one at least 3 or 4 times a week.
You know what? I said really, but when I was at CMU, I probably took down, meatball sub every day.
Yeah. And they said the tuna wasn't real.
What was it?
It ain't tuna. That's what they said.
What was it then?
I don't know. It's tuna-like. Not tuna.
Who's they?
A lot of people, Jamie. A lot of people said it. There's a report on it.
Okay. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie, have a great call, all right? And a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
You got it, boys. Have a good one.
All right. That's Jamie Rivers here in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We will continue Freedom Friday for the final hour next.
101 ESPN is your home for Blues hockey. Check out either the 101 mobile app or 101ESPN.com for your chance to win a signed puck autographed by Blues captain Brayden Schenn.
Schenn shoots, he scores! Game winner! Bring out the Zamboni!
Get Enter to win that Braden Shen signed puck right now, either at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. Powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Be a part of the show. Text the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation text line at 314-399-9646 on 101 ESPN. WXOS HD1 East St. Louis, 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. On 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
5 o'clock, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Kerry Davis and Bradford Bruns. I'm Anthony Stalter. What do we have next on a Freedom Friday, Bradford?
Guys, I promise this one did not come from yours truly, but rather the 636 full stop point blank period. Is Brady Cook an NFL quarterback?
No, I don't think so. I think this season was kind of telling for Brady Cook. I love the intangibles. Teammates seem to love him. Man, the kid plays with a lot of grit. I don't think the decision-making, the processing is quick enough. And I think that's a problem for a lot of young quarterbacks. You know, Carey, you know better than anybody. You didn't play quarterback at the next level, but you know what these guys, just to get the play out correctly, have to be able to process, let alone getting to the line of scrimmage, help set the line so that you don't get crushed. Mm-hmm. Look out, pre-snap, then have that processing ability post-snap. Right. I mean, you have to be quick at the NFL level, let alone, on the college level. I don't think Brady Cook's a NFLer.
Unfortunately, I don't think so either. Just, he might get one of those. He might get an opportunity for a camp tryout, but quarterback is such a hard position to play in the NFL. It's only 32 starters, and then you got the backups, and those guys are generally holding on to those positions forever. And so, maybe you end up on the practice squad, maybe you get an opportunity, but if you're not one of those top-tier guys coming out, guys that are looked at as potential starters or game changers for a team, it's so hard to make a roster in that manner as a quarterback. So I think it'll be difficult for him.
I believe February 28th at Lucas Oil is when quarterbacks, wide receivers will work out at the Combine. Mm-hmm. Mizzou has yet to determine its pro day date. I don't think either of those venues, either of those settings will be especially kind to Brady Cook. Now, you could say at any number of levels thus far, has he won? Has he performed ably to well in big games? Yes, I think that he has all of those intangible factors, but clearly those have so much more importance when you're talking about all of the pre-NFL levels. I mean, it's a simple thing to say, but as far as the eye test goes, as far as the reps and everything like that, whereas you have somebody last year in the right guard for Mizzou, for crying out loud, Armand Mimbu, who is now being projected as a right tackle potentially in the NFL.
In a first-round pick.
Yeah, and rising up boards, right? Cook is at the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't think he's going to test especially well. You can't measure some of the other attributes, but yeah, I'm with Carey insofar as maybe if you're able to land a camp invite, are you a camp arm? Perhaps, but you think about somebody who's comparable in the physical department like a Cody Schrader, doesn't necessarily do anything extremely well from a physical standpoint. I mean, Schrader ultimately was able to lock onto a roster spot with the Rams. He had a carry in a playoff game. You never know, but yeah, it's going to be tough for him.
Let me ask you guys this. Speaking of NFL quarterbacks, is this the deepest when it comes to maybe not franchise quarterbacks, but like reliable starters? Is this the deepest the NFL has been in a while?
Probably, because a few years ago, you had like 65 people starting the game.
Right.
You had so many injuries and things going on.
And you didn't feel good about over half the league.
It was really bad.
Can I do this here? Yep. So Joe Burrow, despite what Chris Canty says, and all the qualifier here, right, is whether or not you think he's just a reliable starter.
Mm-hmm.
Like next year, there's no question he's going to start, all right? Joe Burrow, Jared Goff,
yep,
Baker Mayfield,
yep,
Geno Smith,
okay,
Sam Darnold somewhere, Lamar, Mahomes, Rodgers is probably done, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford. That's 13. Josh Allen, 14. C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. I'll say Michael Penix because Kirk O'Chains is done. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Tua. That's 21 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers have a mess. Bryce Young, Drake May, Derek Carr. That's 25. I haven't gotten to Trevor Lawrence or the injured Dak Prescott. I don't remember a time in the NFL where you could just say
20-plus teams have their franchise quarterback.
Or hey, look, this is our starter.
Yeah.
Not to say that we wouldn't love to upgrade. Like the Saints would probably love to upgrade over Derek Carr. But
yeah, I would
going
have left
forward,
Derek Carr off of it.
Okay.
Just because I think
that's fine.
Depending on what the new head coach wants, you might want to go in a different direction.
He's making a lot of money, though. Yeah. He started games before. I would say 15 teams not that long ago were probably searching for their next quarterback.
I agree with that.
Where they immediately could say, hey, we can upgrade. Either it's in the draft or free agency, we can upgrade.
Yeah. I think when you're looking at, like, it's not a lot of teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks come draft day.
Right.
Like maybe a backup or somebody that can push for a backup spot in case one of their guys go down and is unhealthy. But I don't think that there is I think for the most part, most of these teams are pretty much set in who they have as their starters and feel comfortable going forward with that person under center.
So while we're skiing from the Snake Pit ask, is Kyler Murray that locked in? I would say yes, absolutely.
Based on contract, and he has performed well at times. It's been inconsistent at times as well, but I think he is locked in with him being the starter in Arizona for a while.
And again, we're not discussing whether or not that quarterback is a Super Bowl contender, a conference championship contender. None of that. We're just talking about starter locked in for next year.
Yeah, you're probably looking at 5 teams that don't have their guy. That'd be the Giants, the Browns,
Raiders,
Steelers, the Titans, Steelers, and that's it.
Jets, if
Aaron Rodgers moves right.
Yeah.
So 5 or 6 teams.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
From battling on the field to inside of the ring, Marshy really should be here for this one. From the 314, guys, who's taking the WWE Royal Rumble? The card is tomorrow night, right, Gary?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention.
No, boy.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't been looking. Nope. No.
You're our guy. You and Marsh are our guys.
Marsh is our guy. He kind of keeps everything going.
Yeah, but you took your son, and you remember you're talking about how awesome it is and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You haven't been watching?
LA night. Yeah. No, I haven't. Unfortunately. Nope. I haven't been watching anything.
All right, here's my question, though.
Nothing?
I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on. There's a hockey game pretty much every night.
Yeah, that's true.
Is The Rock still involved, or is he shooting death stares at Vin Diesel at award shows?
I don't know.
What happened there?
CM Punk, someone says.
That feud. Okay. It's that Fast and Furious feud. It goes on and on.
They don't like each other.
No.
Oh, really?
In real life, I don't think, no.
So it's kind of like LL Cool J and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, but worse. I think they actually were okay. Yeah.
Oh, now? Because they didn't like each other at all for any given Sunday.
They got in a fight. But I don't think these two like each other at all. They have how many I stopped watching after like the second one.
10 or 11. I kid you not. But did he not, spoiler alert, the movie's a couple of years old, did The Rock not come back for the bag in a post-credit sequence last time around?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Haven't seen it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I can't tell you last. Yeah.
Since Too Fast, Too Furious, I think.
I think I cut it off like 3, 4.
Yeah. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what we should watch.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Splashback Deuce with a very good question. At least he's echoing this. This is all caps, so he's yelling at us. Why aren't you guys specialists on every subject? And then he put Mac.
I'm working on it.
Call back to another show, Bradford. You were working on the midday show at that point.
There you go.
Yeah.
The 618 does give us confirmation. The Rock is involved yet to some extent. And then from the 314, okay, let's take it back. Fine, it doesn't have to be especially timely. Favorite wrestler, regardless of affiliation, of all time.
Oh, I had Ultimate Warrior.
I was never into wrestling.
What?
I know.
You gotta be.
I got buddies that are diehards and all that. I never was, even as a kid.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You are. I am disappointed. I would say
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's easy, Anthony.
Before the heel turn.
Ultimate Warrior.
The real Hulk Hogan.
Well, he got booed in his last.
Not the NWA guy.
Sting was a good one.
Did you like the original Sting? Because that was my guy before the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, Anthony.
Absolutely.
You know what? You should go back and learn the history of wrestling.
I don't know if I'll be doing that.
Okay.
But you know what? I don't knock anything that, I was going to say anything that anybody's into, but that's that. Nowadays, there's a lot of stuff. So I'll just I'll hold off on that comment. Right?
Kerry, did you gravitate more toward the heavyweights or the high-flying guys? Because I like to, Bret Hart wouldn't qualify for that, but obviously an Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels before he beefed up a little bit.
I enjoyed all of it. I liked guys flying off of the ropes off the top buckle coming down.
Sure. Yeah.
Then I liked guys like Lex Luger, like guys that were just strong. And
Superman's
not Lex
villain.
Yeah. What is his name? Is that his name?
Lex Luthor.
Lex.
The narcissist.
Yeah.
Right.
You had.
I don't know why I'm pointing at you.
Please, Bradford. We've known each other for a long time. Now it comes out. You think I'm a narcissist? Jeez.
Yeah, Anthony, these are good times, man. Some of the best times. The Undertaker was another
90s,
fantastic.
Man. 90s.
When he was not, he was a heel when he wasn't good. Mm-hmm. When he's a bad guy.
No. Yeah.
He put the Ultimate Warrior in the casket, and they thought the Ultimate Warrior had met his untimely death.
Well, sure, Undertaker.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Started crying.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a kid. I was like 8. Like, he's in a casket. He can't breathe in it. It's an airtight casket. He can't breathe in there. I was like, oh no.
I just see little Carey crying.
No. It was a bad day, man.
And he was okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, okay.
He didn't die in there.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer saved him, right?
Yeah, Paul Bearer was the one. Yeah, Paul Bearer.
That was his name?
You're going to learn today.
Bradford, you seem like you've been locked in. So who do you think is going to win?
I mean, in the 90s, sure.
Oh, not now?
I have no idea.
That's why you're steering the conversation to the 90s. Got it. All right. Now it all makes sense. All right, we're going to continue with our Freedom Friday. Now, we did get a email from the Water Boy. I'll read that. It's a Cardinals-related email, and it has to do with the Cardinals 2025 payroll and how that compares to the rest of the league. So I'll send that to Bradford so he can properly set it up, but maybe we'll do that next year on 101 ESPN.
You can now listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company. TMA? Then nominate yourself to be the Morning After Listener of the Month. Sign up now at 101ESPN.com or TMASTL.com.
The TMA Listener of the Month Club is quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro Tequila.
This is the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Bradford Brunts, Anthony Stalter. So the one and only water boy from our snake pit sent us an email. And it is a breakdown. And we didn't open up the email. Bradford opened up the email. The attachment to this. So this is a game that's on the up and up with Kerry and I. But the water boy put together a list of the Cardinals' salaries per position and how they stack up against the Major League average.
Yeah.
So, for example, the Cardinals, how much money they're spending at first base compared to the MLB average. And, Kerry, you and I are going to play higher or lower.
All right.
Sound good? All right, Bradford, take it away. Kerry, you seem real excited, and I'm fired up, too.
I was responding to a text.
If that lineup game bet can't get you pumped for the season ahead in this game,
I'm fired up. I know Kerry is, and here we go.
What will?
Yeah.
All right. So, again, according to average team payroll dedicated to any particular positions here, let's begin, gentlemen, at catcher. As we know, Pedro Pajes, as well as Ivan Herrera on the roster for the Redbirds in 2025. So, the total amount spent on those guys, allocated for those guys, is it going to be higher or lower than the Major League average at the position? Do you want the number?
Nope.
Okay.
We got it. This is like the Price is Right.
Karen and I both agree on this. We're going to go lower.
We're going to go lower.
Bradford. All right. Nice job. Good
One for
start.
one.
Nice job. One for one. Here we go.
You are correct.
Here we go.
Not by much. Not by much. So the average.
Yeah, what's
the average? 1.8 for the Cardinals. 1.6 million between those two gentlemen. 800,000 apiece.
Let's take the dub, but let's keep this in mind.
That was closer than I thought.
Well, we all think a little bit, okay?
All right.
We can't just be flying through
I thought
like
that was gonna be
we're in
easier.
school.
All right.
You know, when you and I were in school, it's like, hey, it's true. It's true or false.
What do you got?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What'd you say?
What's the answer?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, 1 for 1.
Next position, keeping it on the infield. First base.
All right, so Wilson Contreras. And now this is the annual?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just for this season.
Uh-huh. If you want to lump Baker into it as well, should he make the team? Sure, why not?
You're saying higher.
I'm saying higher
than the average.
Yeah. Than the Major League Baseball average.
Okay, so Freddie Freeman's making a lot of do-re-mi.
Okay.
Bryce Harper as well.
Okay. Who's the Pirates' first baseman?
Me.
Probably not making a lot, is he?
No.
Okay. See how that works?
Connor Joe.
Connor Joe.
Wow. Papa Joe.
Padres, Jake Cronenworth. He just got a deal last year or so. I'm going to say lower.
What? All right. You're the baseball guy.
I'm not the... No, we're working together.
I said higher, but you said lower. So,
all right.
I think it's higher.
Bradford, our official answer is higher.
Come on, Gary. This one's going to shock you. It's going to absolutely shock you. So Contreras, as we know, we're talking about a salary in excess of $17 million. Baker, 800,000, whatever. The Major League average, this tells you a ton as to how this position has evolved in terms of importance. $8.3 million. Crazy.
So Wilson is not higher than the average?
No, because Wilson is what? What'd you say, 7 something?
17.
7, yeah. You weren't submitting
17.
the official? Okay.
You said 17 for Wilson?
17 for Wilson.
And the average is what?
The average is 8.
Oh, so we got it.
We got it right.
We got it right. Yeah, we said higher.
I split the difference.
My bad, Carey. I apologize.
That's on me.
Yeah, we got it right. Higher.
I thought you said 18.
No, he said 8.
8.
I thought you meant 18.
We were right.
Yeah. Carey. 2 for 2.
All
nice
right.
job, Carey. That was you.
Thank
Prince
you.
is small.
So it's only 8? The Major League average is 8?
For real.
Wow.
Who's the? That's what I said. You got a few first basemen that are,
And then you got a whole bunch that are not.
There you go.
Holy smoke.
Let's get it back on track of the old Keystone. Second base, Nolan Gorman. For funsies, Jose Fermin, too.
I'm gonna go. Ooh,
It's gotta
that's
be
gonna be close.
lower.
That's gonna be close, but I would say lower because there is not a.
I mean,
what second baseman are making money? What is
Altuve.
Mookie Betts considered a second baseman?
No,
What is he?
he'd probably be a shortstop.
A right fielder. He played everything.
Yeah, but I
last year.
think he'd probably be shortstop for this. All right, so Altuve's making some money.
Okay.
I don't know if Cronenworth officially is a second baseman for the Padres. He played a lot of first, but then they got a rise, and he was playing some first. So Cronenworth's making some.
You want to go under?
Yeah, lower. Go ahead.
Hey, let's go lower.
This one's a no-brainer. Nolan Gorman right now at the moment only making $800,000. So the Cards overall 1.6 in that department. Your major league average $4.5 million.
There you go.
Half of what first baseman's
a lot of dough.
All right. So we're 3 for 3.
How about none other than the hot corner where the Cardinals still have
Nolan Arenado.
Oh, this is gonna be a good
This
one.
we got to go higher.
The number of
They're spending more than the major league average.
You think the Cardinals are?
Yes.
What is he making this year? 17 million?
32 and a half.
This year? Oh, yes, higher.
Higher, please. Yeah.
Let's not waste time. Your average is only 5.3 at the position.
He's way higher. Okay. Well, we're doing
What a
well.
value, huh? For the Cardinals with Nolan.
You just be happy.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to pitch a
4 for 4.
I'm going to pitch a wild idea here. Let's finish up with the infield, and then we can have fun with the pitching staff and the outfield thereafter. All right. So that would be shortstop now, where you have Mason Wynn and maybe Thomas Saad.
That's lower.
Got to be lower.
Yeah. Lower.
Not even close.
Way lower.
Lower.
Not, however, way lower. Believe it or not, Mason Wynn and Saad all told $1.6 million. Believe it or not, guys, the average at this position, the most athletic of all, the captain of the infield defensively, is just $2.1 million across Major League Baseball.
So here's my thought on this. A lot of these shortstops are young.
Yes.
L.A. De La Cruz does not have a contract yet. Gunnar Henderson does not have a contract yet. The only one that does, and he got paid last year, was Bobby Witt.
Okay.
So I think that when you think of shortstops, that has become one of the premier young positions again, but nobody's making any
I was
do re
thinking
mi yet.
Lindor as well. Francisco Lindor.
He's
making money.
He's making bank.
Correa, still.
Yeah.
Swanson.
Is he a third baseman now, though? Correa?
No, I think he's a short.
They came at shortstop. Yeah. All right.
All right, so we're 5 for 5. Look at you, Carey.
Keep rolling.
Hey.
Starting pitchers?
Are we doing starting pitchers or outfielders, Bradford?
We're going to do outfielders as well as your starting pitchers.
Okay.
Momentarily.
Oh, we got a carryover. All right, so we're going to carry it over here on a Freedom Friday with Carey Davis and Bradford Bruns. I'm Anthony Stalter. Keep sending in those Freedom Friday topics, though, because at some point we'll probably sneak in. I think we'll sneak in a couple more, too. So Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
Jamie Rivers here, and this week I am giving away a signed Colton Parayko number 55 jersey away. It is awesome. Big old Colt 55, that slap shot from the blue line. Now you can wear the same jersey that he wears, and it's signed. And all you have to do to get entered to win this autographed jersey is go to 101ESPN.com or visit 101, the mobile app powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop.
ESPN is everywhere. Wherever you go, we go. The 101 ESPN app in your App Store or Google Play. Two pros and one average show. You're listening to The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
All right, so we're just playing the game that Waterboy set up for us on a Freedom Friday, where we're going position by position and discussing how much money the Cardinals have invested at said position compared to the Major League average at that position. And thus far, CD and I, as a team, a perfect 5 for 5. What?
Why? Why'd you have to say that?
We are. You're the guy that doesn't believe in the broadcaster jinx, I thought. Am I mistaken?
You know what? You're right.
Thank you.
It's going to be.
Jeez.
It's been immaculate so far, so it shall be.
Lay it on.
All right, we're continuing with the outfield. We're going to split these up, actually, though, in the sense that you'll get left, center, and right. So, for the purpose of this exercise, in left field, you have Brendan Donovan as well as Lars Taylor Tatsui Nootbaar.
Ooh.
Neither guy's making a lot of money, but who's the left fielder that is
making bank?
Yeah.
Who are the left fielders? I might say, I'm tempted to say over here. I feel like this is a gotcha. You know what you choose though. You feeling over or under here?
I don't know any left. I don't know a bunch of left fielders off the top of my noggin.
That's why I said.
Let's go higher. You want to go higher?
Let's go higher.
I think this is a gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh!
Staying perfect. The Cards tandem put together at $5.7 million around baseball 5.0.
Ooh!
Wow!
$700K. That was close.
Carey.
That was close.
Hey, it don't matter.
Yeah.
This is the real lineup game right here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Carry it over.
No kidding.
How about center field? You have Michael Ciani and Victor Scott the second.
Let's go lower.
Yeah. Feel free to cut me off because this one is so quick through which to get. $1.6 million for those guys. 5.4 is the norm.
Yeah. All right.
Right field?
Still
so this would be Jordan Walker?
And Burley.
Ooh. Lower.
Still lower?
Yeah.
All right.
Lower, please.
Oh! 1.6 between those guys. Here's where your money makers are around the big 6.5 on average for right field.
Would Juan Soto be considered?
Probably.
Yes.
A right fielder.
Yeah. Brings it up a notch.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He makes 70 million. 75. Is it 75 million? 75 million?
I lost track.
Yeah. Me too. I stopped counting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do we have? Starters?
Yes, starting pitching staff. So, yes, we'll go starters, then relievers, but closer at the back end. So, first, though, starting pitching.
This is not how we usually do the game. We're usually done by now.
Okay. Well, you know what?
It's got to be over.
I'm thinking
you got Miles. You got Miles making 17. You got Matt's making 12. Sonny Gray's making 20-something or 30.
Fetty doesn't hurt you. And
Fetty's at 12.
Fetty's at 12?
I think Fetty is at 12.
I thought he was like 5.
I don't think so.
No?
Let's see. But I think this is going to be over.
Now, you don't have any... you don't have any, like, 150, 210... I think you're right. I think it's higher.
Fetty is 7.5.
Okay, but split the difference.
Yeah, Matt's is at 12.
Higher. Yeah, I'm with you.
On average, higher. Okay.
Oh, God darn it!
The streak is broken, despite Sonny Gray's figure, despite Steven Matt's figure. Cardinals individual average is 6.25. Your major league figure, 6.7.
Oh, are you serious?
Close.
We just missed it. That's close.
We were either gonna just make it or just miss it.
If Eric Fetty was at 12, we'd have been good.
Yeah, good call. Cheap ass Cardinals who did not sign him to that deal.
How about your relievers who are not closers? So high leverage arms, mop up guys, relief core.
Yeah,
I'd say lower.
1 million versus 2.2.
All right.
Around the bigs.
And I would say closers lower.
Because he hasn't gotten that payday yet?
Yeah, you got the arbitration deal, but...
Let's go lower.
Lower for closer.
Ryan Helsley checks in at 8.2 for the forthcoming season, we believe, whereas around the major leagues, 6.0.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what we did?
We rushed.
Nope. We were perfect among position players.
That's what I said. We normally don't go to pitchers, you know?
We were perfect among position players. I feel good with it.
Could have stopped there.
Yep.
You know? They need to keep going.
Great game. Thank you, Waterboy. Bradford, great job as well for setting everything up for us. So that was a fun game on a Freedom Friday. Any last takeaways from that? Any surprises? I'm not surprised by anything. I mean, the fact that we kind of nailed it with this, that seemed about appropriate.
Yeah.
The fact that still, and I love your point about how many of the premier shortstops in the game today, the modern game, are young, but it's staggering to me that you're talking about just $5 million at that position.
Right.
That it hasn't kicked in to a greater degree yet.
Oh, it will soon.
I was about to say, in the next couple of years, that average doubles.
I agree. It's going to be a lot of guys getting paid.
Yeah. Time to bet the board. It is the last day. Last day for Bet the Board. So we believe that Carey has either 12 or 13 points.
Or 14.
Marsh is sick. Convenient time for Marsh to be sick because Carey and I both have our parlays.
You had 13 Carey moving into yesterday, I believe.
So it's 13.
Damn it, Bradford.
Thank you, Bradford.
Yep, found it.
Damn it, Bradford.
Bradford huge.
Bradford.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So here's the deal.
We were guys.
For some reason, Carey was granted an extra pick when he didn't deserve
because
it.
Steph Curry didn't play, and it wasn't ruled out. He wasn't ruled out until after our show. So
Carey's up by 4.
Odd reason.
Carey's up by 4. He gets 2 picks today. So, without further ado, Carey, what would you like to do here?
Give me Nikola Jokic, points, rebounds, and assists.
What has that guy ever done?
And a half.
It's a total snipe job. I love it.
And give me, because I get 2, it's not a parlay. 2. I can get 1 right and 1 wrong and still.
You get 2.
Still be good. Give me Steph Curry, 35 and a half points, rebounds, and assists over.
Okay. You stopping there?
I'm done.
All right, so no parlay. You're just going to separate the 2.
I'm just going to use my 2.
Okay.
Did my parlay carry over if I don't use it for January?
It does not.
That's a dumb rule. I think it should.
Take a timeout. Some coaches think, just keep it.
Use it or lose it.
Bradford, I know that technically I'm up next, but you can go ahead and pick for Marsh.
All right, I'm going to keep this one pretty simple. I, too, will head to the Association. I'm looking at that matchup, a late-night one at that on the West Coast between the Suns and those Warriors, Carey. And I have to say, I'm not loving so far. Over the last few weeks, this season altogether, what I have seen from that Phoenix group, there's been a lot of dysfunction there in the locker room. You have Booker today weighing in on all-star snubs, expanded rosters. Bradley Beal, he's in or out. Here's what I know about Golden State. Golden State in this situation is actually a 1.5-point underdog at home. I love what Curry and company did the other night versus SGA and OKC. Give me the Warriors plus 1.5 here to win straight up.
There you go.
Okay.
You gonna pick for Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie wants. He texted me earlier. He said he's going to the National Hockey League tonight, and he's got Columbus plus 185 in
Looking
Utah.
at that, when he texted that was weird.
Yeah, he's been taking some long shots.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Carey, you're up by 4. You have 13. I have 9. You have 2 picks going tonight.
Good math.
Thank you. That'd be 6 if you hit them all. You're up by 4. You got the 2 tonight. 6. I think you split tonight.
Okay.
Which means I need to come up with a 6-leg parlay. I've not burned my parlay. I always like to keep those in the old back pocket. So I need to hit a 6-teamer. If I hit the 6-teamer and Carey splits or worse, I'm your winner. If I hit my 6-legger and Carey hits both of his, we go to a walk-off on Monday. Here we go. You guys ready?
6-leg parlay. You gonna text this to the group?
I'm not hitting it anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. College hoops tomorrow. All college hoops. You ready?
You going all college?
All college.
All right.
Pitt and Wake over 140.5. Mizzou and Mississippi State under 149.5. I also will lay the 4.5 with the Charlie Whitehurst-led Clemson Tigers. I'm laying 1.5 with Wisconsin. I'm going to take the under 149.5 in the Louisville Georgia Tech game. And finally, for my 6, it's Michigan State minus 5.5. All the games are tomorrow.
The Spartans look great.
10 and 0 in the last 10.
Oh, my gosh.
They're at USC.
They're due. How'd USC do against UCLA?
Not great. Finished second in that one. All right. So there you go. There's my 6-legger. And I will text the group.
All right.
Just for funsies.
You know what's interesting about that Michigan State squad as well? You typically, and it won't be too far, won't be too long from now, obviously, when you're talking about March Madness, those Izzo squads typically improve and evolve as the season goes along. Right now, you're talking about a top 5 to top 10 program right here, right now.
Yeah. This has been a fun college basketball season. It's been pretty open. Tennessee for a while was rolling, then they dropped out. They dropped back. SEC is on an absolute tear.
They are.
You still have some good Big Ten squads like Michigan State.
My Illini lost last night.
I saw that.
It's disappointing. They didn't have a lead the entire game. Fought to make it.
They battled all the way back. They're down by 9.5. Battle all the way back. You push it to overtime, and then poop themselves in the overtime.
Oh my goodness! Missing free throws.
It was brutal.
Not just. Oh my goodness! It was terrible.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
So that's why I left out the Illini for good teams.
Oh wow!
And from the Big Ten.
Wow. You remember this? Mark that down. Write that down.
Do you think, though, honestly, Carey, that this is one of Underwood's more tournament-ready or well-prepared teams for that portion of the season?
This is what he's done this year has been absolutely amazing. I think I read or heard that they have one player. They went to the Sweet 16 last year. They have one player from that team on this year's team.
Wow.
It is a completely different roster. They got a top 5 pick potentially, and so they are playing extremely well.
The Illini?
Yeah, point guard. They said he's a top 5 guy.
Interesting. Now, you said they went to the Sweet 16 last year?
Anthony, I don't need this from you right now. I don't need it.
When you say that, did they make they made the trip? Is that what you mean?
They were there.
In the mind's eye.
They were there. No, they were there.
They're on the court.
They were there to the when did the Sweet 16? Yeah, they were there to the second half. Then something happened. I don't know. Yeah.
They walked off the court for like 12 minutes, didn't they?
He didn't come back out. Yeah, they didn't come back out.
Bradford, ready to rock?
Let's rock, buddy.
All right, here we go. We're going to wrap things up on a Freedom Friday. We still have maybe we can squeeze in one more Freedom Friday topic, perhaps if we do have some time. We also have what we learned for today, as well as 3 stars of the day. Bradford's going to be handing out some stars. So why don't we do one final Freedom Friday topic, and then we'll put a bow on today's show. That's next on 101 ESPN.
The Blues play on ESPN.
Shoots, he scores!
Tonight, Blues and Avalanche. Pre-game at 7, puck drop at 8.
The wait is over!
The quest for the Stanley Cup happens here on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN.
In the fast-paced world of digital marketing, making connections is a challenge for any business. But what if we told you there's a place where connections aren't just made, they're grown? Meet 2060 Digital, your premier Google partner and top-tier digital agency. We don't just follow trends, we set them. At 2060 Digital, we're not just another agency, we're your strategic partner. We dive deep into your challenges and develop solutions that drive measurable outcomes. Ready to elevate your digital presence with campaigns that connect? Google 2060 Digital today.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
Closing in on the opening face-off in Colorado. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. In about 2 hours and change, 2 hours, 15 minutes, we will have puck drop between the visiting Blues and Avalanche right here on 101 ESPN. St. Louis, of course, having had a few days off. Many moves during that time. Brandon Saad goes on unconditional waivers. Today, he was inked to a deal by the Vegas Golden Knights. Matthew Kessel, meanwhile, recalled to fill one of those spots on the blue line for Jim Montgomery's club. Again, puck drop at 8 o'clock tonight, pregame at 7 p.m. with Alex Ferrario on your home for the Blues, 101 ESPN. The Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer.
Strap yourself in. You're in the fast lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
If you missed anything on a Freedom Friday, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com, as well as your 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. Every podcast, of course, is brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. All right, boys, what did we learn on a Freedom Friday? Carey, would you like to
I learned that Anthony doesn't think the Illini made it to the Sweet 16. Or made it past the Sweet 16.
No, they made it past the Sweet 16.
Then they stopped.
Wouldn't say they made it to the Elite Eight. I would just say they made it past the Sweet 16.
They did. They made it to the Elite Eight. I was wrong. I misspoke.
Okay.
I
actually don't think you did. That's right. That's my point.
Okay, you don't think they made it to the Elite Eight? No, they played the first half, Anthony, and then the second half was a little bit tough.
Okay.
They were playing the eventual national champs, you know?
That's right. You lost to my Yukon Huskies.
Oh, gosh. I'd be glad when these runs stop.
You can't stop a freight train. You just got to get off the damn tracks. Right, Bradford?
That's right, guys.
Our Chiefs play next week.
There you go. I had the Mahomes jersey on yesterday, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Hopefully not a jinx factor there.
No, you can't jinx somebody like that.
Gentlemen, I learned quite a bit as well, namely that I should not trust my own two eyes. I shouldn't trust common sense. I shouldn't look at statistics or just the basic eye test in general, because Joe Burrow, after all, is not an elite quarterback.
Very true.
Nah, that's not right. Nah.
No, he's not.
Just because one person said doesn't make it true.
No, he didn't make the playoffs. It's all his fault.
There are a lot of other teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Did he lead a lot of the NFL in certain statistics? Sure.
That matters.
But he didn't lead the NFL in playoff appearances. So that guy stinks.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's what I learned today. And I think Gator said it best when he said, I learned today that Bradford was sitting on a bacon-wrapped winner for a while.
Yeah. Didn't know that.
I didn't see that coming. I really didn't.
I've been sitting on this one for a while.
Bradford.
I think he's stroking it quicker.
He is not. He is not, Coach. I have the utmost respect for you. No, he's not.
Oh, man.
All right, Bradford, do you want to do some 3 stars, or do you want to do another topic? I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Yeah, let's do some stars as well, and then we still encourage those last-minute submissions. We still have the text line obviously open. Same thing with the chat there in the snake pit, but let's do some stars. So the number 3 star today, I'm glad you referenced it already, Anthony. It's too painful to sit on for any longer. So, bacon-wrapped wieners, meat/sandwich question. We appreciate all of those submissions.
And you got some good feedback on that too from Carey and from Jamie.
Yeah, some good run out of that one. Okay, moving on. Number 2, as always on a Freedom Friday, we could not do it. It would not be possible without all of the contributions from our various members of the Snake Pit. Shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Have an awesome weekend as we prepare next week for Super Week. But without any further ado, the top star on this occasion, we're bringing the month of January to a close, and hopefully we're bringing some of this awful weather to a close as well. Anthony and his trusty shovel,
thank
among
you.
other devices.
Thank you.
Number one star.
Get that snow and ice out of here, man.
Yeah.
We don't need any more, shovel casualties going on in the Stalter household or anywhere in St. Louis. Let's just focus on getting the roads clear, getting the driveways clear from ice and it's good. Good.
A lot of people are like, hey, man, this makes a lot of sense. Anthony's got a lot of rage. He's got anger problems and all that. Was anybody listening to the story? That ice put my little boy on his back.
Oh, so you were taking your frustration on the ice because of what happened to Killian.
That's no, it was actually Lincoln.
Was it Lincoln?
Yeah, it was Lincoln. It was the 3-year-old that went down.
It was Lincoln.
Yes.
I thought it was Killian this whole time.
You're a little bit. Well, Killian apparently
Killian had
hiding contraband.
I thought it was Killian
in his coat.
He didn't want any problems.
He saw Dad go off, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna be quiet back here. No, it was Lincoln. It was my 3-year-old that went down.
Man.
That ice had to go.
Stoltz, even superheroes get mad. They get frustrated to the nth degree. You did miss just a small glimmer of an opportunity to reference one of our best modern superhero movies. Obviously, movies played a big part of today's program.
Yeah.
Alfred Pennyworth, what was the classic line in Batman Begins? Why do we fall, sir?
So that we can get back up?
Pick ourselves back up. Young Master Wayne and young Master Stalter.
Yes, absolutely. That's Bradford well said.
Thank you.
Way to bring class up our program
You
today.
needed Bradford to be at your house in that moment.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm glad he wasn't. Because the 3 kids saw that. They don't know how damaged I am. If an adult was there, they'd be like, wow, this guy's got issues.
Anthony, I've seen too many things in the school system, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
AB goes, talking about Killian, emptied his pockets like it ain't worth it. Forget it.
Yeah, nope.
Yep. Yeah.
Won't catch me with this.
Nah.
That was hilarious.
Well, some people thought it was funny.
No, I think it's funny.
No, it was. Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
The frustration sets in. You ask your kids to do something. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably one of the hardest things about being a parent. And I understand why my mother would be frustrated with me at times.
Right.
You ask someone to do something once. Okay. Hey, just a friendly reminder. Asking you again.
Still see that milk cup that's now stinking up the house.
This is the 3rd time I've asked. I've been nice.
Been there.
Like, damn it, I said do what I said. And you're like, oh.
Right.
Now
And then you're the bad guy.
Yeah. But I asked 4 times.
Come on. I even encouraged. I did the whole thing where I'm like, hey, you guys, let's all work as a team. I'm giving you the independence to... You guys know what you're doing. I tell you all the time. I don't need to tell you. Apparently, I needed to tell them.
You needed to tell them again.
Believe that's called sharpening the saw, buddy. 7 habits. They're learning right now. Don't worry. They're learning about them.
Oh,
yeah, I think. I hope.
Is it a book?
It's a lifestyle.
Oh, it's a lifestyle.
It is.
Okay.
Stephen Covey represent. You guys ready for a couple of under-the-wire submissions?
Oh,
we can do it
yeah,
last
absolutely.
minute. All right.
Yes.
Who has the best? This has to include Marsh as well.
Okay.
Who has the best facial hair on the show? Let's be honest about this.
Carey's got good face. I just
You cut
trimmed
yours
up
off.
mine. Yeah, I just trimmed up mine for the weekend.
It's probably Marshy because he does the little Raleigh fingers.
Here's the thing.
mustache.
Like any sort of style, looks, Marsh has got us beat on all of those, I think.
Can't give it to Marsh.
Guy looks like a Chris Hemsworth, Josh Allen mix.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a handsome man.
Handsome lad.
Yeah.
He doesn't like just being called handsome. He's intelligent as well.
Exactly.
He is,
Big-brained. Yeah.
How many people tell him he's handsome or good looking where now he's so upset that he's going to be like, well, what about my brains?
That is a problem.
You know what I mean, Karen?
Yeah, I've never had that problem.
Me either.
You're so handsome. Well, I'm smart too, damn it.
Yeah. It's just dawned on me. How many times is Marsh hearing how good looking he is to the point where he gets upset and wants you to compliment him on his intelligence?
That is kind of wild. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. We should ask him when he gets back.
Hey, everyone. Come see how good I look. And how smart I am.
Gator. Marsh is an 11.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Marsh, That's the answer to that one.
There you go. And finally, last but not least, hey, Carey.
Yeah.
Who hit or tackled you and caused you to fumble that one time in your career? That's from Apex Ryan, Hazelwood Central.
Oh.
Class of 97.
Did you fumble?
One time.
I'm sure I fumbled. I mean, who hasn't put the ball on the ground?
I have.
There you go.
Stalter.
The hardest hit that I've ever experienced in life, I was blocking a linebacker that played for Indiana. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his first name. His last name was Smith. Could have been Mack Truck Smith. I don't know. Because let me tell you something. It was my redshirt freshman year. It was a lead block on the linebacker. I did my job, but I felt every part of that.
Oof.
I was starting for the first time. Our starter, Jamil Cook, was out. He was dressed, but he wasn't going to play. It was the fourth quarter. I had a really good game. Scored a touchdown. Almost scored another one. But that play, I got hit so hard. And I kind of looked over to the sideline. I saw Jamil. He hadn't played for the entire game. He was like, oh, crap. He started strapping his helmet up like, yep, I got to go to work. And I'm like, I got it. Give me a second.
I'm fine.
I'll make it.
Yeah.
I finished the game. We won the game. But that still holds true. But trust me, I don't remember. Oh, man.
Statler on in the Snake Pit says Football Reference says you don't have a fumble.
No, I don't.
CD has caused a fumble but did not fumble.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've knocked the guy out as well. That was probably one of my favorite moments.
Didn't Michael Young get you one time?
Michael Young gave me my first concussion in practice. It's a drill we call middle drill or 9-on-7.
Uh-huh.
Really a dumb drill, because it's all runs. It's just run plays.
Yeah.
The defense knows it. And the play we were running, power, which is a play that I run what we call K4, K5, but people know it as Spider 2 wide banana where the fullback slips out into the flat.
Yeah.
Power, you run that off of power.
Okay.
So Mike knew, he's not running the flat. Don't have to worry about that. Came down, smack. Oh, hey. And for about 30, 40 minutes, the lights was on, but nobody was home, Anthony.
Okay, yeah. Engine was running, but nobody was behind the wheel. Sure.
I just was on autopilot. I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't tell you what I was doing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Glad you're fine now.
That's my guy.
No,
I've had a few.
Mike Young's awesome.
I got one in Northwestern, against Northwestern. I was
in that 63-4 dropping?
No. This was actually when we won the Big Ten. I was walking back to the wrong huddle. Luke Butkus, Dick's nephew.
Really?
Grabbed me. Said, hey, where you going? I don't know.
I'm going back to the huddle there, champ. Where are you going?
That's the wrong huddle. Go to the sideline. All right. See you soon.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for our Freedom Friday conversations. Thank you so much for being a part of our show throughout the course of the week. For Jamie Rivers, our guy Andrew Marshall, hopefully you're feeling better at some point, buddy. Bradford Bruns, thank you so much for pinch hitting today. Did a tremendous job. For my guy Kerry Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Everybody have a great weekend. See ya.
Open up your 101 mobile app for your chance to win a signed Bennington Blues mini goalie mask.
What a save by Bennington.
It's a cool miniature mask autographed by Blues goalie Jordan Bennington.
Do I look nervous?
Check it out and get entered to win it right now, either online at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app, powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.